check the mic here. Let's.
Look at this little guy you drew for me.
Oh, you like the guy? Yeah, he's Can you see? You can see it.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
that's
because
great.
actually, I'm like sorry to say that I don't know if you remember this, but like I don't know, maybe like 2 or 3 months ago, I was like let me also change the stream title here. Drawing. I was messaging you about like getting one of those little moving like VTubers to like every time somebody spoke that it would like move for them, and you sent me a ton of material that was really helpful, or it would have been really helpful if I was not like an ape human. So like I couldn't. I swear to God, it's like 5 hours of my life that I'll never get back. I like could not figure it out. And I feel like I literally tried doing one for Yellow Swag Studios, and there we go, drawing with Gumshoe. And like we opened it up, and I was like, okay, I think I got it figured out. And then he said like one thing, and the dog's mouth opened and then wouldn't close, like wouldn't do anything. And I was like, you know what, I cannot sink any more time. Now we're live. I was like, I can't sink any more time into this. I was just I'm over it. So that was the last. Yeah, it literally worked for a single second. But anyway,
I mean,
I would love to welcome to the stream you guys at home. And I also even added a Nightbot command, so if you type !guest, it will say,
yo,
oh, we just got a sub from Bryson McBee, who's an amazing artist, by
yo,
the way. And
Bryson.
do you know them?
Of course I do. They're incredible.
Dude, they're an incredible artist. Oh, and we got one from Hernandez, AM93. What up? Let's go. Thank you guys for the subs, and thank you very much to our special guest Gumshoe, who's an amazing artist, someone who I admire greatly. I really enjoyed drawing this little Avi for you. It made me envious that my style is not closer to this normally, because it was really fun to draw. And I guess like while we're at the beginning of the stream here, I will obviously plug it again throughout, and at the end. Do you want to introduce yourself a bit? Tell people, your socials and what you're up to and what's going on.
Oh yeah, so I'm GumshoeGumshoe. You can just call me Jam. But yeah, I'm an illustrator. I do mostly like kind of fantasy drawings and whatnot. Like I make most of my money just doing like D&D character commissions. So I'm always just doing that. But yeah, just recently started a Patreon, so you can get some exclusive stuff.
Very fresh.
Other than that, that's all I'm up to, pretty much.
The D&D commission is such a cool thing. It's actually something that I was like toying with a little while ago. That I was like, I would kind of like to do D&D commissions for people, because I've played D&D. I've actually only played it once before, but loved it. It was so much fun. I really want to do another D&D campaign really badly, and I. Just at the time, it was with me and a group of my friends, and another one of my close buddies, Kyle, who is actually the mod on this stream. I don't know if he's here right now, but he is the mod on this stream. Was the DM, and he came up with this crazy. We kind of collaborated, but he came up with like a whole crazy backstory and like quests for our crew to go on, and then I drew a map for the thing. And after everybody had submitted what they wanted their characters to be, I drew everybody's character. Like I did the art for that too, which was really fun. And so I've considered doing it again, but I also got discouraged because I was looking at what other people are able to do. And I was like, I don't think I'm good enough for this. Oh, Funky Fetus, 99. Dude, thank you for the sub.
It is not about that at all. Like I feel like you would crush it. Like
really?
Because like I mean, obviously there's gonna be some people who like want that like high fantasy looking stuff. But I feel like there's a lot of people who probably love your comics, watch your stream or whatever, that like also do like the whole D&D thing, that would love to just get something from you. It would be special to them to get something from you. So like I feel like you'd crush it.
That'd be really cool. Well, thank you. That would be really cool. I mean, it would be really fun. I love. I mean, when I was drawing the D&D characters way back when, that was pre Beetle Moses, which means pretty much pre the last like I don't know, 3,000 hours of drawing that I put in like the last like couple of years. So now I kind of feel like I would do a better job even than I did like the last time. But I'm still not really like good at realism, and yeah, I would definitely be like in my certain style. But I love character design. I really love drawing like weird monsters and creatures, and it was so much fun to do that when we were running the last D&D campaign. That's such a
It's
good.
super fun.
Do you when you draw yours, are they in your like typical style, the way that you make your little like goblin creatures?
Um, yeah, for the most part, I normally like to have people like send me stuff ahead of time, like if like any references or like work that I've done in the past. It's like, hey, what do you want this to look like? Because like
Mm-hmm.
I've done like I kind of like switch between not like styles, but like I'll draw like I draw very differently proportioned characters a lot. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, just let me know what you're looking for, and I got you.
Yeah, I think that's fair. It's funny. I got this. I shouldn't really talk shit about this guy. He meant well, but I got this. Like this is a while ago. I got a message from like an email from somebody looking to commission me for the art for their video game or
But damn.
something like that, and which I was like, wow. I mean, I really don't know if I'm like qualified to do that, but I mean, they're reaching out to me, so maybe it's just they kind of want me to do my thing, and so I reached out to them and I was like, yeah, like, could you give me a better idea of like, what you're working on, like, you know, maybe some of your previous work, like, so I can kind of like get a feel for it, because I was also kind of trying to get a feel if it was legit, you know what I mean? And the guy hit me back and he was like, "Oh well, I'm actually I don't really have anything to show you because like I'm a student right now. I'm doing video game design for whatever." And which actually wasn't the reason that I said no. I was like, okay, well obviously this guy's we're talking about a certain budget here, so I'd have to whatever
Aha!
is the trash bins, thank you for the subscription, whatever the budget is that I give this guy, I gotta make it kind of appropriate for a college student. But I also kind of had it in
Yeah.
my head that I was like, what if this guy's the next like fucking Toby Fox or something, like maybe he's making some video games out of his basement, and like, yeah, why not, maybe I'll be a part of it. So I was like, well, I was like, okay, well, here, like, this is what I would do if you wanted me to do the character design. I priced it out, something that wasn't too crazy, and I was like, like, I'd do this much per character, and, you know, I don't know, I can't remember how I phrased it, something like that, and let me know if that's, like, within your budget. And he hit me back, and he was like, well, that like I wasn't sure, but I looked it up to see if that was like an appropriate amount to charge, and I saw that a lot of people charge that. So yeah, that's okay. And he was like, "Do you think you could maybe send me like like a portfolio of your work or something?" And I was like, "Dude, like," or he was like, "Can you send me a portfolio of your work?" And like specifically, I'm looking for stuff that's like realistic. Like, here's the sample of something that I'm looking for. And I was kind of just like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, why would you hit me? First of all, why are you hitting me up and asking me for a portfolio? Like, where did you have you seen my stuff? Like, I mean, I'm basically posting my portfolio every single day. And then, second of all, I'm like, realistic. When have you ever seen me draw something realistic? I was just like, I think I messaged him back something polite, but I was just like, dude, I don't really think I'm the man for this job. Like, good luck to you. But I was like, dude, what the hell is
Yeah.
going on? Yeah, I don't know. I really don't usually take commissions these days because I've just had. I know every artist feels this, but it's like you get burned like
Oh,
a few
yeah.
times, and you're just like, you know what? I don't need this. Like, I just don't want to. I don't want to do this. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I've gotten that exact thing before where it's just like, it's like, have you like seen my stuff? Like someone like I'll get like a ton. Like last year specifically, I got like a ton of people being like, draw me and my wife for like our engagement or whatever.
Uh
Or like,
huh.
my fiance for my engagement. And I'm like, like I draw like little monsters. I'm I'm not gonna draw you and your fiance. Or like
Yeah.
the worst. I don't know if you've gotten this, but this is like something that's just like a red flag immediately. That's like my grandfather passed away this year.
Oh my
Like, can you
god.
please draw? And that's just, it's like,
Yeah,
I
no,
can't handle
that's like way too
handle
much
that.
pressure. I know. I mean that was something that I used to get more before Beetle Moses, and I posted paintings which I like started working on another painting recently, which isn't finished, but I wanted to get back into it a bit. But back when I was doing that, I used to get especially requests from friends, from some family members that would just be like, "Oh my god, can you do this? Can you paint this for me?" or something like that. And I would just be like, I don't even want to. Like, it's not even worth the money. I just don't even like. It's too much pressure, especially like, can you paint my dad for his 80th birthday or something? I'm like, dude, I've never met your dad. You're asking me to capture like the essence of somebody who I don't even know, and that's so much pressure. This is a man that you've looked at every day for your whole life. Like, do you know how hard it is to just like paint somebody and get it really to like get right? And I was in like high school during that time, and I was just like, no, I don't want to do this. Like, yeah, I don't know. I still do occasionally like cringe if somebody asks me, and it's not. It's like, I don't always say no to commissions. I've said yes to commissions recently, but like it really has to be within a certain. It's really got to be within my wheelhouse. Like it's too stressful sometimes. Like I definitely don't do painting commissions anymore. I don't really have people asking me for it either. But yeah. Here's a question for you. This is something that I usually ask, as what I asked, I think, Bottling Sunshine when I had them on too. Do you have a memory of, like, your first drawing, or the first time that you drew something and people were like, whoa, this is really good? Like, your parents put it on the fridge, or one of your friends were like, whoa, you're really good at drawing.
I'm trying to think. I don't think so I didn't really start drawing until like 2015. So I was like an adult already, pretty much. Like, of course, like, like I
Wow.
had like little doodles when I was a kid,
Yeah.
and my parents would like it, but like, and at the time when I first started, I was just like, what? I was like, I want to like learn how to draw. So I was just like, I'm just gonna draw every day, and like the whole kind of point of it was like, I'm pretty bad at this, so I'm like not gonna like try super hard. And
Yeah.
like I like after like a couple months, I just started to like post them online. And I think, I guess, like, when like that kind of started gaining traction, I was like, oh, okay, like people are at least enjoying this stuff. But yeah, like I don't like have like a super distinct memory of like something I did like
Well, you're kind of a late bloomer then if you started in like 2015.
oh yeah, I was fully an adult by the time I started drawing.
That's cool though, and I think that's encouraging to probably some people who aren't. Whoa, we just got five gifted subs.
Whoa.
Holy crap! True Chew Trash Bins. Thank you so much. Oh my god, gifted to Logan Paws.
Big ones.
Oh, Logan Paws, Hobo Joe, Turbo Defez, Pope Alexander the Fourth. Yeah, we got Pope Alexander the Fourth in chat. It's amazing. And
Damn.
Tequila Sunset. It's really him. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably an encouraging thing to tell, some people who might be like, I'm too old to start drawing, or I don't really want to. You're never too old to start. And look, I mean, when did you feel like you started to gain like a traction on social media? How quickly did that happen for you?
Honestly, it was a slow burn.
Hmm.
So like I think I made my account in like 2016-ish.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I like had like a couple hundred followers, and then I think I did like I did something for Adult Swim at some point, and that kind of blew me up a little bit.
Oh, really?
And then like I guess like 2019 is kind of when I started to get traction, and I got a couple thousand.
Hmm.
And then like really the last 2 years I kind of got most of my following.
So you had kind of like industry credit pretty early on, right?
It wasn't like anything like super serious. It was like for their like social media kind of.
Oh, okay. That's still cool.
But I did used to be a screener for Adult Swim, so like obviously not paid, but like I'd see stuff from them early and get invited to like their like festivals they'd have kind of around,
What?
and that was fun.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
that was super fun.
So were you there when they like first launched Family Guy? You were like, yeah, this is
Oh
you're
yeah,
like, I think
yeah.
this is gonna be a big hit. Uh,
Actually, I kind of regret my decision. I did give it negative input when I first saw it, but then
really?
after the first season came out, I was like really impressed.
Oh, okay,
I changed
okay, I
my
got you.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
it's funny though. Like, jokes aside, it is funny to see this. Like, I mean, now I feel like it's happened over the last like few years, but there's kind of this like renaissance of people realizing that like Family Guy was unfairly like shitted on for way too long. Because now I see people posting. I mean, dude, I see Family Guy memes more than I see posted like SpongeBob memes these days, and that's saying something. Because like SpongeBob memes used to be everywhere, everywhere, which is crazy. I mean, that's like amazing free marketing for the people at SpongeBob. Imagine that, like a show that you started in like the '90s, and then all of a sudden, um,
It-
High Res Ina says, "I just bought a Family Guy shirt that costs $60. I would love to know what is on that shirt. Was it $60? That's way too much. Did Peter Griffin sign it himself? The real Peter?" Um,
it's funny that you say that though, because like I think like just yesterday or something, I saw someone post something that was like, "We need to start making fun of Family Guy enjoyers again," because like, I keep seeing Family Guy stuff
No,
everywhere.
we don't. I think Family Guy. It's like I also had just. I mean, I had this one roommate, my friend Adam, when I lived in New York, who loved Family Guy as much as I loved Family Guy, and it really like validated for me that it's really funny, and like because we would just watch it together, like when we were eating, he would just like put it on his computer, and some of that show is just so like. And I know the thing that it used to get shitted on the most for were that they were really, you know, they kind of went overboard with the cutaway gags that it would like stop making sense. It would just be some like crazy, really long cutaway gag, and that was my favorite part. Like I never understood why that was up. People were just like, Family Guy is just like they just do random shit. I'm like, yeah, that's what's funny about it. There's no other show on TV that
Cartoon.
was doing that. It's so good. Hang on a second, I'm trying this little
Yeah, I
down.
don't know. I think I haven't seen too much recent Family
Mm-hmm.
Guy, but it for it being around for so long, it still remains pretty good.
I think it holds up.
It's I just last year I went back and like watched some of the earlier seasons. I was like, this was so good, especially for the time. It was really good. Like,
Oh yeah, I think it's really funny. I never got into the other ones. I know there's a lot of people who are like American Dad enjoyers that say that it's even better than Family Guy. I like started watching it. I didn't think it was a bad show, but I just didn't like it. Didn't I never got into it the way I got into Family Guy. Um,
you're not a big Cleveland show head.
the what?
The Cleveland show.
Cleveland Show. I've not even seen a single episode. I think like in general, it's just funny that Seth MacFarlane just started like three different shows with like the exact same like dynamic, like the concept of just like a family, and it's like I'm surprised. I guess with the success of Family Guy, he didn't have anybody like telling him no, but I'm surprised he didn't decide to come
Yeah.
up with anything else. And now what I'm seeing on Twitter is people talking about how the new uh, TED show, which I have not seen, is apparently funny. Uh, have you been seeing any of that?
I have been seeing some TED stuff, but I didn't know it was a show. I've been seeing some clips on like Twitter.
Yeah, apparently they just made a show. I think that's what's going on. And I saw the first movie. I don't know if I saw the second one. I'm pretty sure I did not see the second one. And now I think there's a TV show on HBO or something. Um, but Seth MacFarlane, funny guy. Funny guy. I think he did not really get his flowers during the heyday of Family Guy. I think Family Guy kind of probably. I think a lot of people would say that it kind of stinks now, but he's good, man. He's funny. I think he definitely kind of wheeled like adult animation into the modern era. Uh,
Oh yeah.
kind of riding off like the Simpsons concept, but modernizing it a bit. It's pretty dope. How's it been Patreon? How does it feel like making money independently as an artist over there?
Well, I just started,
Mm.
so it's like, I'm just trying to figure it out. Like, and I'm trying to get feedback from people, like what they necessarily like want from me
Mm-hmm.
over there. And like, I have a tendency of like wanting to do a whole lot,
Mm.
like be like, I want to do this, I want to do this, like, but like, and then when it comes time to do it, I'm like, holy shit, I don't have enough time
Yeah.
to like do all this.
Yeah.
So like I'm sort of like very slow, like all the like rewards and stuff you get is pretty much just like drawings that I don't post on social media right now. Like
Mm-hmm.
eventually I'd like to do like stickers and prints and stuff like that. I take drawing requests over there. But yeah, pretty much it's like just a way for people to give me some extra support. It's not like you're going to get anything insane over there right now. But yeah, it's been interesting. I think it could be really cool. We'll see, because I am trying to avoid having to do commissions all the time, because it is just like kind of grueling work. But
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I mean, I think when I love your little borzoi that you drew up there. That dog with like the really long snout is awesome. I think when
that's like my go.
I
That's
love
my
that.
go-to to draw. I don't know when I don't know what to draw, I just draw like really weird dogs.
I think I like have a little bit of envy about like character design. Like I get compliments occasionally on like the Beetle Moses character, like my little Avi that I use on Twitter, but I would do something completely different if I had started it like today. Like just I don't feel like he's I don't know. I don't feel like he's like as easy to adapt into a lot of different situations as I like a character to be. Whoa, where'd all your guys go?
Here, I moved him aside for now. I made him invisible.
Oh wait, here
Maybe we can workshop your Beetle Moses.
Oh, okay, let's do that. Let me move all my guys over here. Would you just move them off screen? There we go. Okay, amazing. So, all right, here's how I draw him in his current phase. All right, and I'll tell you what I don't like about him. Okay, I mean I'm used to it now. Whenever people like order stuff from me, I draw this guy on the little envelope. So he's got this like proboscis, the two eyes, the antennas, and then he wears the this like robe, which I gave him, and he kind of like looks like that. And I kind of made it easy for myself, but I wasn't really like doing it on purpose. That kind of made him like wear this like long robe where his like legs are not really visible. But this is what I don't like about the character. All right, here's the problem. Okay, I like where you're going. I like where your head's at already. Here's the problem. I don't like, for one thing, that I can't. It's really hard to make a character express anything when they don't have a mouth. Like that part already was a bit. Wait, I see where this is going, and I like where your head's at. I don't like that he doesn't have a mouth. This is amazing. You need to see this through. That's the one thing that I'm not crazy about. I also don't love that. I don't love the hood. I don't love the robe that it comes all the way down that you can't see the legs. It's just like hard to adapt this into other things. Like when I'm drawing podcast art for Cold Cuts, for example, and I'm drawing my character and the Yola Swag Studios dog, I always have immediate envy over his character design because it's just so much easier to adapt into like a ton of different things, whereas my guy is kind of just there, and it feels like I'm too far gone at this point. Like I'm, I don't know. I can't undo it. And it is what it is, but this is not how I would have designed my guy.
I feel like you could I feel like what's tripping you up could be like, is it like the hood, you think?
I don't know. It's like a combination of things. I don't hate the character. Like I don't think it's necessarily like terrible design. I think it's unique enough. And I mean also part of my... Actually, I don't even know if I've ever, like, said this, but it should be pretty obvious. Part of my, like, the reason that he's designed this way is because I was using the Black Moses album art as a reference, like the Isaac Hayes. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And he's wearing a hood in that. It's a cool image. But literally, when I was drawing my... Hang on, I'm going to pull it up for anybody who hasn't seen it. Let's see, copy image. Can I just paste it in here? Does it work that way? Wait, what's going on? Where is it? How do I get over here? Oh, there it is. Edit, paste, allow.
Oh,
there it is.
So confusing. There you go.
Yeah, so when I was copying the character, how do I change the size of this thing? Do you know how to do it? I don't know how to change anything with this.
I think if you...
Well, you get the idea.
You might
anyway.
have to do like the lasso tool and go around it, and then...
The what?
I don't like the little lasso tool. It's like...
Oh. Well, here.
Maybe. Or maybe... Oh, check... try the 5th one down. The little box.
Oh, this right here. There we go. Okay, I think I caught some of my like beetle character in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is kind of when I first designed just my Twitter Avi, which was the first drawing that I made of the character. I had not workshopped him at all prior to that. Edit. How do I deselect? Deselect. Because this was my little Twitter Avi, and I just drew the antenna. I think I just drew the character like that, and just like that. Because I was just mimicking what it looked like on the thing, but I was like, oh, what if it was a bug in a hood instead of Isaac Hayes, basically. So that's what my Twitter Avi looks like. I was literally copying this. It's kind of like some lore. But now, then when it wasn't until later, it probably wasn't until, honestly, we started doing I can't remember the first time I had like rendered it into a full drawing, but probably sometime around when we first did Cold Cuts podcast and I needed to create some like character art involving him is when I drew him in his like full form, and that's when like the entire like robe situation came in. But it started with this. It started because Isaac Hayes was wearing it in the Black Moses album cover.
That's some deep lore.
Let's see. Sparrow Patch says, "Why is your guy, quote, in quotes, set in stone? It's part of your brand and Abby, sure, but it seems like you could make a new guy." I mean, I have been toying with that idea. Like, let's see. Did you ever, when you were because you started, were you using the name? Where did Gumshoe come from? Like, how did that come about?
So I'm trying to remember. I don't really remember that much. I think it was like from did you ever play like the Carmen Sandiego games like way back in the day?
Yeah, way back when, but yes.
Yeah. I always thought the word Gumshoe was just really funny.
It is
funny. Gumshoe was taken. So I was just like, all right, I'll just put it there twice. But I have like, it's so weird because like, you know, you're talking about like your avatar and everything. Like I never bothered to really make one. And like I also have like zero attachment to like my like username online even.
Oh really?
It's like it was like I don't like know what else to change it to. So I was just like and I feel like it has like almost nothing to do with like my like quote unquote brand or whatever, because like it's like when you think of like Gumshoe, you like wouldn't think of like the stuff I do.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think it's fitting for some, even though the like literal definition of Gumshoe is, dude, you are absolutely crushing it with these Peter Griffin Beetle Moses drawings are really good. It really is like you've melded the two characters together. It's unbelievable. I think I don't know. Gumshoe is just like I mean, I will say something. It goes in line with a little bit of the mentality that I had when I was coming up with my username, which is that I wanted a username that sounded like a name, because it's easier, I think. I don't know if there's any actual marketing thing behind this, but it felt easier to just be like, you know, rather than being like, oh, this is blank comics or whatever name, you know what I mean? Which I know a lot of comic artists do that too, and they're extremely successful, so what the hell do I know? But it's like, I like the idea of having a name where someone, rather than be like, oh, do you know blank comics or something like that, that someone would just be like, oh, you know Beetle Moses, or you know what I mean? Or have you seen this guy Beetle Moses? And I think Gumshoe kind of falls into that too, where it's just like, I mean, it's technically one word, but it sounds like two words that are just like a name. It sounds like a name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think there's something just like, there's something to the marketing science there.
Oh no, I totally agree. I totally agree. And it's like it kind of, I don't know. It when you're just doing like a name, it
Mhm.
feels like this could just be my perception, but it doesn't feel like, and this isn't like a slight against anyone who like has like, you know, or like something art in their name. It's like, you know, you're just kind of, it feels like you're like, it almost feels like a little like browbeaty sometimes.
Mhm.
If that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like
for
it's like,
sure. It's a little redundant.
like yeah, it's like we get it. We see what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that was also
but like I understand like also like if you have like you want to use like your name or whatever, then it's taken, you know, just put
right.
art comment at the end of it and that
I mean, that was something
solves that
even
problem.
when we started with cold cuts, that was something that Zach and I had to decide really early on too, because I remember him when we were setting up our Patreon. He was like, "Why don't we call it Cold Cuts Podcast?" And I was like, "No, I really think it should be called Cold Cuts." And he was like, "You know, but." Or something to that effect. Like he was just like, you know, shouldn't we include podcasts because that way we'll actually like, you know, people will know what we're doing. And I was like, I don't think we should include that because it actually feels limiting. Like, what if we decide on that the podcast becomes secondary to something else, like animations, or we're just doing something else in general? You know what I mean? Like let's say it just becomes whatever, an online magazine or whatever. You know what I mean? That I was like, I feel like it's more freeing to just have something called like like, you know what I mean? That's just not, it feels more limiting even to be like, yeah, like you're saying, like, oh, such and such art, or like whatever. It's like, you know, well, what if I'm doing something else? You know what I mean? Or I don't know. It's like,
No, I feel you. Someone in the chat said it perfectly, I think. Where is
what
it?
was
They
that?
said yeah, having a suffix kind of limits the scope of your work.
Yeah, definitely.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
that's exactly
Yeah.
right. Um, I think it does pigeonhole you a bit, and I think uh, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having a sense of identity, like a brand identity. But I think there's a lot of artists that feel especially like they don't want to be pigeonholed into one thing, that they like want, there's like several things that they want to do. I mean, that's, you know, that's how I felt about my stuff. Uh, so it just made more sense to me, and that was also, I think a lot of people in the chat already probably know this, but my original username was like basically my like a, it was a terrible username, but it was basically like my real name plus like underscore art with a bunch of numbers and some stupid bullshit, and I'm really glad those days are over. Those were the dark days. Uh,
That's like that's kind of like how I feel. It's like I said, I have no real attachment to my username. And it's like, you know, now I've like built like a decent following. And I'm like,
mhm.
oh man, like if I change it, like what's gonna happen? Like I said, like I have like no like I don't like dislike it, but it's like I feel like one day something will come to me and I'll change it. But for now,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do what I'm doing.
Yeah, I think it could happen, and I think also the like it only recently occurred to me with this like recent sort of like syndication thing that I just became a part of, that like it was the first time that I thought of Beetle Moses as a strip, like as a comic strip, and not as my pen name. I mean, it's both, but like when I was first talking to the people from King Features, like the way they were talking about Beetle Moses, they were referring to it the way you would refer to, like, you know, Calvin and Hobbes or Garfield or The Far Side. They weren't talking to me like my name was Beetle Moses, which was like interesting because it was something that I kind of had to like unpack. But also, I'm at a point where I'm like, well, it's both. You know what I mean? It's like not, it's it's not one or the other. It's both my pen name and it happens to be the name, I suppose, of like my comics, of like my web comics. Let's go over here.
Yeah. How's that going, by the way? I know you just recently.
Good. I mean, it's really recent. Yeah, it's new. The basically like the basically where the way that it works is that part of like the agreement that I have with them is that they have their own website called Comics Kingdom that my stuff is featured on basically, and
Okay.
it's going. I mean, I'm going to continue to post also to social media. What's going on here? Oh wait, do I have to deselect? Is that why? It's going to continue to be posted to social media, but they have a little bit of like an exclusivity period basically, and which is short. It's like a week long. But that's kind of also why I'm doing like Classics Week on Instagram and stuff like that because I'm just like uh, I gotta there's a little bit of like time spent there. But
Yeah.
also they're doing a major overhaul on the website right now. The website kind of looks like a hunk of junk, and I've seen the behind the scenes, and I think it's going to happen in February that they're going to it looks a lot better on mobile now, like the new one. But they're rolling that out. So right now, I haven't really been plugging for people to go over there to Comics Kingdom because I feel like they're going to look at what the website looks like right now and they're just going to be like, I will never return here, which is not what I want. But I'm also posting things to my Patreon too, but they're just not going on Twitter right away. What's interesting is that their current user base on Comics Kingdom are old people. You know what I mean? It's like a lot of people that are
Yeah.
like newspaper readers. You know what I mean? A lot of I think like part of the reason they wanted to bring me on there is because they're trying to bring some more young people and like a younger audience over there, but that's not what they currently have. And it's funny because like I don't think the people over there at King Features are awesome at Comics Kingdom. They're like the employees there. The user base doesn't like me. I don't think
Oh no.
because just like it's like I don't actually I don't have any hard feelings about it. It's just they're old. You know what I mean? It's a lot of old people over there. So like
Yeah.
that's interesting and kind of something that I like was joking about. Was kind of was addressing with Alex, he was the guy who's like the director over there, who was the first guy that I spoke to. He's kind of been my like sort of my in guy over there, and I kind of was talking to him about like yeah, I've noticed there's a lot of people. It's funny they have this feature on there that you can angry react to comics, and I get like
That's perfect.
mostly angry reacts on my shit. I'll get like it'll say like, how does this comic make you feel? That's what it is, and there's four emojis, and it's either like happy, indifferent, sad, or like angry, and or
That's
surprised and
hilarious.
angry or something like that. And I'll get like literally like one happy and like seven angry people or something like that. And I was kind of like, it's funny. I noticed. I thought for actually a minute there that it was my like friends or even maybe the Discord, the Cold Cuts Discord that was like trolling me. And he was like, no, it's just we have very old people over here and they're not very keen on like new things. And I kind of had a
That's
moment where I was like, am I doing the wrong thing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, are they like, is this going to be like bad for, is this going to be bad? Are they never going to like me? And he was like, no, dude, like we brought you on because your stuff is different. You know what I mean? We don't want you to try to fit what these guys like. We should want you to do what you're making. So that was comforting, but it's interesting. Like Twitter and social media, and also like the actual comics world and newspapers and other stuff like that. It's all very. It's crazy how divided the art world is. It's really big. It's a lot of people doing different
yeah.
things. Um, people who are like have a lot of credit in the industry, but maybe not a lot of credit on social media, or vice versa, or I don't know. It's crazy. There's something out there for everyone, but yeah. Anyway, I know that's a really long, wordy answer, but it's early on, so it's hard to say where everything's going to be going. Uh,
That's awesome though. That's awesome. I hope
Thanks.
that the old people come around. And honestly, I mean, I mean, live it up for those angry reacts. Because I
Yeah,
feel like
no,
it's just fun.
it's
That's fun.
funny. It's funny, and it's like I don't fault them. Like I know at least from like my Instagram analytics is that uh like I know most of my audience is young people. Like it's mostly like 18 to 35-year-olds, you know what I mean? And which is fine. I don't think that I'm actively trying to be like, "Ooh, is this comic going to appeal to my 18 to 35-year-old demographic?" I'm just making things that I like, and it just so happens that those jokes and that sense of humor appeals to that audience, which is not the same audience that reads newspapers. You know what I mean? That's the
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but it's all in a state of flux. Newspapers are in a state of flux. Webcomics are brand new. You know what I mean? Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
would you call yourself do you do comics?
Um, it's really interesting. So I don't normally do comics, but I was approached recently to maybe start doing illustrations for a writer.
That's
So we'll see if
cool.
that goes anywhere. But yeah, I'm not really a writer. I'm not like I think I could
Mm-hmm.
if I like really wanted to try. Like I probably wouldn't be like too. I've like done like some comics and stuff, but like I just don't have that like I don't have that muscle, where it's like I don't like I'll think of something funny, but like I won't write it down. Or
Sure.
like if I'm doing it in the moment, that's like when it hits for me, but like I can't like sit down and be like I'm gonna be funny now, you know?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I uh, I mean, I think your stuff is. I think your stuff is funny, but it also is like, yeah, it's a different style. I mean, you and I have very different styles. I don't think anybody would ever confuse like a gumshoe drawing for a Beetlejuice drawing or vice versa. Um, which is also why I love your stuff because I think like, what something that I really like about your work is you have a very good eye for like just for color, like colors that are like complement each other really well and are easy on the eye, and I feel like that's something that I struggle with a lot. Like you have a very good balance between like vibrance and vibe. Do you know what I mean? Like nothing feels like out of
Okay.
place or too crazy. Um, and that's always something that when I'm looking back at my work, I feel a lot like I'll either overdo something where something is like too bright or the colors just clash badly. Um, yeah, trying to get better at it, but something that I really like about your work.
Well, thank you. It's funny that you say it because I really struggle with doing color. I'm not colorblind, but I'm color deficient. So like
What's
there's
that
like a
mean?
ton of shades in between like certain colors that I can't see.
Really
So like yellow and green is like a big one. I think it's the biggest one. Is yellow and green. But yeah,
interesting.
I have like such a hard time like it's wild.
That's interesting. Did you ever feel like that was kind of like holding you back from making something, or do you kind of just roll with it?
I just roll with it. I mean, there's nothing I can change. So it's like I don't really like think about it too much because like I'm working with someone right now,
Oops.
and they were like, I was like, oh yeah, we're like in the coloring process now,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, hey, just so you know, like this is a thing I have, so like just let me if something's like wrong, just let me know. And they're like, oh, I'm colorblind, so like we'll we'll figure this
Oh,
out.
okay. Well,
So it's
there
just
you
like
go.
yeah,
Uh,
so it doesn't really like come up super often, but like if someone like says something, I'm just like, oh yeah, my bad. Like I'll just fix it. It's like no
yeah.
big deal.
I mean, it's obviously working for you. I think like I would never know. I really like what you're drawing right now. Uh,
This is what I mean with old people.
that's
They're like
awesome.
they read comics. They see a picture of a monkey holding up a leaf or something,
Oh,
and it's just
dude.
what they
Oh my
do.
God. How crazy is that? The that shit was too funny. The freaking that whole debacle. This is a conversation actually I wanted to bring up because it was something that we were messaging about fairly recently, which is like basically going to war with people on on Twitter and Instagram, or just like basically replying to people. I think I had this one. instance, which we don't necessarily need to get into, but I was kind of throwing hands, which was something that I also was talking about on my last. I'm trying to think, where's the open thing here that is not letting me fill this in? Something that I was talking about on the last stream was that I was kind of throwing hands with another artist a little bit online that I don't like, and which I actually regret doing, because I don't know. I actually felt like out of character and impulsive, and I just was like, if I didn't know who I was, and I was going back through, my material, I would feel like this guy was a jerk. So I ended up, I actually deleted the post because I was like, I don't know, this is out there. You know what I mean? Now the person at least knows that I don't like them, and that's all that matters. I don't really need anything else from it. And but I remember when I think you messaged me or something that you knew who it was about, or maybe you could, I don't know if you, right? Is that fair to say? Did I lose you? Oh, what happened? Uh-oh, technical difficulties. I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Uh-oh. Alright, let me message him. Something happened. Well, anyway, I'll...
Hello?
Oh, what happened? Are you there?
Hey, sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay.
My mic was being funky. I had to mute for a second, and I didn't turn it back
Oh,
on.
okay, no worries. Well, anyway, I know that everybody's saying "Rip Gumshoe," but now you're back, back from the dead. But anyway, I remember you were messaging me, and you were kind of just saying basically like, that you post stuff to Twitter and basically leave, and that that you don't really like get involved with any of that stuff, but that you wanted to be more involved in just like talking to people or responding to people, stuff like that. And
yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I mean, you should. You know what I mean? Like, it's fun. But now, honestly, I actually feel like I've taken the other route and been like, never mind. I'm off this. I'm not going to do this anymore, basically.
Yeah.
But, I think yeah.
If the right thing calls for it,
Yeah.
But, no, there's no need to be like combative for no reason.
No, definitely not. I mean, I also just see like, I feel like, by me being negative on there and swinging in particular, like with this person, but with anybody who's just like, I feel like they're trying to cause problems, and if I respond to them, I'm just no better than them. Like I'm literally doing what they do, which is something that I hate, which is not posting art, being distracted from the art and posting things that are just like negative, doesn't contribute anything to the scene. So I kind of actually think it probably won't be the last time that I get into a situation like that, but I'm going to try to make more of a conscious effort moving forward to not get involved in stuff like that. But
that's fair.
It does sometimes gain you. I mean, a lot of people gain followings from being very combative. You know what I mean? It's some people's brand.
Oh yeah.
But that type of fame, I feel, is also like fleeting. So I don't really partake.
It's like, it's a trend that I see people in like the art Twitter space. Like, whenever I like am on there, I'll like it's a trend I see where people just like quote retweet someone else's work, like shit on it, and then like the tweet blows up, and they're like, oh yeah, like here's my work, and then like you go to their page, and like they like maybe post their artwork like once a month or something.
Yeah.
Like it's not like it's like, I don't know. It's just it's a weird dynamic, and it's just like, it's not a good look.
No,
the
it's
person
not.
doing it.
And I mean, I don't like referring to necessarily what I'm doing, as I'm sure you don't either, like referring to it as like a brand. You know what I mean? I'm not looking at it as like a brand image, but on some level, it's like, we're both trying to make a living off of doing art, and so like, how is it helping me if somebody who actually is interested in working with me is coming to my page and then they're just like, they're like, oh, this person is just like a piece of shit, basically. You know what I mean? They're just like super negative, you know? And so, yeah, I kind of was like, you know what? That was somebody who I kind of wanted to throw hands with anyway, because it was like I just didn't like them. But now they know I don't like them, and I never have to address it again. Yeah. Like never have to go that route. And I deleted the post, so if somebody was looking for it now, it's not there. But yeah, I know some people are anti deleting posts. I know a lot of people think that you should just keep shit up there. Zach is one of those people. Zach always tells me, like, just leave it up, but it's not always worth it, you know what I mean? If I'm scrolling through my own timeline and I'm cringing at things, it means that it's got to go. So that's kind of where my mentality's at.
I feel like the only time you shouldn't delete something is if you're getting a lot of heat for it, like at that moment. You know, like just like that's not a good look.
Yeah,
but
that's not a good look.
If you're going back for a while, like sometimes you gotta, especially like like you were saying with like the commission guy, and he was like, "Let me see your portfolio." Like I use my social media as a portfolio.
Right. Exactly.
And, like,
exactly.
If something doesn't represent what I'm doing right now, it's out of there.
Yeah, it's 100% right. I don't know. What was it? Oh, Eliphaz is in there. Beetle Stream, what the clam? Eliphaz draws really good goblins and gnomes as well. Actually, they're a really good one.
Oh hell yeah!
Regular Dragon says going hater mode is entertaining, but it is usually just reality TV style content with no substance. Yeah, no, absolutely. Have you ever been in beef online? Like, has that happened to you?
I don't really think so. I had no, not really.
Not really?
I like if someone like bothers me, I just like don't talk to them.
Yeah.
like even if they come up like, yeah, I might like, if someone is brought up that I don't like in a conversation, I'll I won't extensively talk shit. I'll be like, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
But like like I just like it's not worth the time or energy. Like I think if you asked me like 5 years ago, like if I had a bigger platform like 5 years ago, I'd probably be more of like a shitter.
Oh,
but like
yeah.
like I just like I don't care now. And like it's like it's not worth it. It's not worth it. And like I'm sure there's like people who like dislike me or whatever, but like I don't know. Like it's just.
Do you get hater comments? Does that happen?
Yeah, sometimes. Like one time, I think like the last hater comment I got, I like had to Google it, which like made me even like more annoyed because I didn't know what it like meant. But like they were like it was like something about like how I draw like a Cal art student or something.
Oh.
I was like, I don't even know what that means. Yeah. So like I Googled it and I was like, oh, okay, fuck you. But like I don't necessarily get a ton of hater comments, but like the fun thing about Instagram is like when people like really go out typing something, like most of the time the hater comments I get is like someone DM'd me or responded to like my story and I don't follow them, so I didn't see it until like months later or something. Or like, and then they'll be like, guess I'm just not good enough for you, but like being like super dramatic, like in a comment. Like, all right, like there was like one time where I was like, I very obviously like was like, it was like kind of facetious. I was like, I'd love to like make a game, but I don't have enough time to make a game or something. And this dude fucking, he like was in my comments like a month later and was like, well, guess I'm just not good enough for you, blah 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 blah. It was like he left multiple comments, and like I looked at my messages, and like he messaged me like a month ago, being like, "Oh yeah, right, I could write a video game idea."
Oh, what the hell? That guy's a psychopath. He probably just thought that he probably thought you were slighting him, but it's like, dude, what the hell? Like that's crazy though. Yeah, I would hate to I honestly have a little bit of a fear of somebody like doing that, like literally just like trying to be like Beetle Moses ignores his messages or stuff. Like it's just like it's like the truth is I cannot respond to everybody, like and it's like you said, like I don't see everybody's things all the time, and every once in a while, then sometimes I'll see a message and it's been so long that the time has passed that I'm almost embarrassed to reply. I'm like, Jesus,
Right.
it's been like so long. Like, is this even still relevant? But yeah, I do kind of think that it comes with the territory a little bit of just like, having an audience, having people message you. You literally cannot please everybody. It's just not possible.
Yeah.
But that's
Also, like,
yeah.
especially for like Instagram, like there are so many bot messages that you get. So it's like,
Oh
like
yeah.
it's like it's super hard. Like even when I had like like 20,000 followers or whatever, like you get so many messages just from like bots, and it's
Yeah.
like it's crazy. Like it's like all just weird, and then like it shows up as a message if someone fucking like likes your story or something. So it's like it's crazy.
Yeah,
It's
no,
crazy.
I mean, I get that too. I mean, the bot situation is just, I mean, I know it's one that's been like beat to death at this point, but uh, there's so many bots on Twitter and Instagram. It is freaking, uh, it's impossible. It's impossible to navigate. Like I very rarely, and also I don't know if this is a new thing or if it's because I also haven't updated my Twitter since like literally October 2022 or something. So like I haven't seen any of the changes. I don't see any of the blue check mark shit. I don't see any of the like all of the changes that have been wheeled out are completely fallen on deaf ears with me because I just don't see any of that. Um, but as a result, it has caused my app because I'm not gonna update it until literally I have to, like it forces me to, and as a result, my app does some very wacky things. Like there's a lot of things that I just simply cannot do on if I'm on. I can only do it on my computer. Like I can only look at quote tweets and stuff on the computer, and there's like a weird roundabout way of doing it, but I can't look at it on my phone. I can't look at my messages on Twitter on my phone. Yeah, I don't know. Not that it matters. Like a lot of that stuff, who cares anyway? But yeah, it's partly why I feel like I honestly started doing Twitch was because I feel like the writing was on the wall a little bit with like some of these social media platforms that I was just like I really don't want to be so reliant on these apps. I'd like to kind of like if one of them goes down, I don't want to only be on one other one. I want to be like spread a little bit more thin. So it's kind of why I started these Twitch
Yeah.
streams in the first place.
Yeah, Twitch is really fun.
How long have you been
I
streaming
started in
for?
I've been streaming like on and off since like
Oh,
2021,
okay.
I want to say. Um and it's been super fun. Like it's really funny cuz I think I was messaging you about it, but like it's so hard to like stream by myself now cuz like for a long period of time there was like a group of like artists on Twitch who like all like art like have like industry jobs now or like are
Mm.
tattoo artists, so they just don't have time to like stream now.
Mm-hmm.
But we used to just like all stream and then just like hop in a call together, and it was like super easy to just like shoot the shit and like do your thing, and that was really fun. But like it's kind of hard, especially like now that I'm mostly doing commission work, and it's like I don't want to like draw commissions on stream all day.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Like that's something I'm just like uncomfortable with. Like not just because like I'm like actually really trying to make something that's like good,
Mm.
and also because like I feel like it's like not my place to like show. I don't know, like because it's like I'm doing the work for someone else.
Mm-hmm.
No, it just feels like I'm cheating them almost a little bit, and I'm not gonna ask everyone like, oh, mind if I like stream this or whatever.
Yeah, I mean it's especially difficult. Like I can't, because I never use this tablet. Never use it unless I'm streaming, basically. So because all of my comics happen in my like sketchbook, and I almost feel like I would stream a lot more while I was drawing my comics if I felt like I could like double dip, even though I don't necessarily feel like my process of drawing comics is like really interesting or you know what I mean, fun to watch. It's very like slow and quiet. It's I'm not like talking or I'm usually just listening to music or a YouTube video while I love that butterfly. Yeah, I really like this guy too over here. This guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I wouldn't trust him.
he's very like mischievous. I'm gonna try to recreate him over here actually. But oh wait, he's gonna be hidden by my little guy. Oh yeah.
So like with I feel like you could do great doing your comic. You could double dip really easily, because I think at the end of the day, if you want to be a not even like a successful art streamer on Twitch, but it's either like you have to do something that's like super like technically amazing, like where it's just like holy shit, or like just exist to be like a fun chat room for people.
Sure.
And like I feel like you have a good audience who like they're all I feel like
they're based.
We've been not ignoring the chat, but like most people want to be.
I know.
Like,
I haven't really been looking at the chat so much. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, and it's hard to do when you're talking to someone else too.
Yeah.
So, but it's like they're all talking amongst themselves, so it's like it works out for you. So like if you're focused on drawing, and it's easier to do when you're by yourself, but
Oh yeah, I mean like I think that's actually where I'm most self-conscious, is that I actually feel like I hit a point where I'm like, is what I'm saying interesting at all? Am I saying anything interesting? And if I was able to, I've actually seen there's another artist who I follow on Twitch who I've never actually communicated with, but I watch her streams and they're really good. Who's called like Mayberry Art. It's like Maiberry Art, and she does these really like cool, cozy streams. But she actually has a setup where I'm imagining she has a camera, like a DSLR, which is down on a piece of paper. So she is drawing on a piece of paper, and that's being streamed. And when I first started, I wanted to try to recreate that, and then I just realized I was like, I cannot do this. I would have to get so much more equipment, and I'd have to get like a camera, and I don't even know where I would set all this crap up, and then I'd have to learn how to set, link that up into here. It's so much easier to just have like a drawing pad and plug it in, so never did that. But yeah, that would be cool though. Like I'm also randomly dipping into doing, not even dipping, it's like putting it too heavily, but I've done it one time and it was kind of fun. I did like an Instagram live like last week or 2 weeks ago, which was fun because it's also, there's something about Twitch streams which is nice, but it's also a little bit, something extra, is that it kind of feels like you're putting on a little bit of a presentation, whereas like when you go into like an Instagram live, there's absolutely no like expectation of the quality to be like good or interesting.
Oh yeah.
So I'm kind of just like sitting there and like reading questions and hanging out. But yeah, the Twitch streams, I think honestly, if I'm keeping it 100, I think they've been the hardest horse to get back on at like post holidays. Like I felt a little bit of just trying to get back into the groove of things. And the Twitch streams have been the thing. I'm really grateful to have you on right now because, I don't know, I'm not actually somebody who loves, like, presenting or, like, talking all the time. And so sometimes I'm just self-conscious about the quality of the stream, as it were.
Yeah, I mean, the really interesting part about Twitch is, like, there are so many people who, like, do things so differently.
Mm-hmm.
And like I don't know, I feel like you have a really great environment over here, and like it is hard to just like keep the conversation going like when it's like just you.
It's yeah.
Like, it is tough, but like I could never do it, but like there's people who do like the no mic streams or whatever, but like yeah, it's I don't know, I feel like it's easy for me to tell you like, hey, don't be self-conscious about this, but like like I think it's I don't know, it's once you like just do it for a while, it feels great again.
Yeah,
but it is hard to like just start doing it. And like I think, at least for me, like you said, like it almost like feels like it's kind of like a presentation you're putting on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, it does get a little exhausting, and it's like, oh man, I don't want I don't want to do that today. It's so much easier to just be like, nah, not today.
Yeah, it definitely is the part that I'm like, even though I love the like engaging with the audience part. Like I love having the chat being active and just like things going on. Like that part's awesome, but sometimes I'm just like I don't know if what I'm doing is interesting at all. Like I don't know. Sometimes I feel a little bit like I'm a broken record, like bringing up the same points, talking about the same stuff. I don't know. I'm not. I'm very new to it. Like all of the whole Twitch thing is like still really new to me, even after I guess it's been almost, if not a full year. I think it has been about a year since I've started, but yeah, it's like it's definitely a different animal. I definitely have a crazy appreciation for some of these guys like who have been doing it forever. Like I mean, like Germa is like one of these guys who's like he keeps it entertaining all the time and has been doing it for like so freaking long. That's crazy. I'd love to get to that
Yeah.
level, but I'm sure everybody would. But that's just like it's a tall order.
Yeah. And especially like if it's like, like I think for me at one point too, it kind of became a thing where it was like, I could like, it is a struggle being an independent artist, and like, you got to make your money. It's like, I love sitting and chatting, but it's like, I never made like a whole lot of money through Twitch.
Mm.
And honestly, like this is like just me, but like it almost like felt. It was like it was awkward making money on Twitch for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like like I really appreciated like when people like subbed and donated and everything, but it was just like it felt like even just me saying thank you in that moment, like it did. Like I don't know, I'm kind of like a monotone guy.
Me too.
So it's
I
like
think.
it's like I hope that it came across as like appreciation and
Yeah.
everything, but it was just like
I'm
it's just
sure
it's a whole nother vibe. But yeah, and I think I was telling you before the stream, there used to be something called A Studio Digital, which definitely spoiled me on Twitch.
Oh yeah. What
it was
happened
like
to that? What was the story there?
So A Studio Digital is like they do like online animations.
Mm-hmm.
So like my friend Lord Spew,
Yeah,
I
he's
think
awesome.
like even like Wizard of Barge has done an animation over there. Jake Huffcut is a great animator who works over there. And they do like daily, I guess it's more so geared towards TikTok like animations.
Mm-hmm.
But they used to have a live streaming department, and I actually pitched a show to them, and they accepted it. And then like 2 weeks later, they lost funding for their
What?
live streaming department.
Wow.
Yeah. But so basically, it was like they would do like game shows. So like one of the shows was like cartoon mashup, and they'd have two artists, and like you'd have like kind of like a tournament bracket, and like the chat would choose two cartoons, and then you have to mash them up, and then you mash those mashups together, and like you're like kind of like are both tackling it. It was really fun.
That's cool.
Yeah, just a bunch of like really interesting like drawing game shows kind of. And it was actually something that you could, if you were an artist on Twitch, you could get paid to do.
Wow.
So and like that was like really awesome. I was like, oh shit. And then it lasted for like a year or so.
Damn. It would be really cool if they
but,
kind of brought at least something in that vein back. I mean, I don't know how like sustainable it could be for just like people to just do something like that independently, but that's a really cool idea.
Yeah, I know. Like we used to, like the group of artists that I was kind of hanging around with on Twitch. We'd like do like our own like interesting kind of like shows that we put on. Like I don't know if you ever seen them on here. I Can Be Danny.
Mm-mm.
They used to do a show called Warm Ones, which was like hot ones except you'd paint with hot sauce.
Okay. That's cool.
And like they'd bring on a couple different people. It was interesting. They used to do, they just recently stopped, but they also used to do a show every Monday that was like a kind of like a Bob Ross Ross-esque show
Mm-hmm.
called like Paint Good.
Hmm.
There's just like there's so many like interesting things you can do on here, like art wise, that I think like it's a huge untapped potential, but it's like also like it's
Yeah.
hard to find people who like can devote the time to do that.
It's totally untapped. Well, first of all, I want to say I see Zartek here sent a really nice message that just said, Beetle, you're not a Twitch streamer by career. It's not your role to be the most entertaining or best art streamer. The people that watch you will do so because they prefer your content over others. Do what you like and stop questioning yourself. If we're here, it's because we like it here. Thank you. That's really nice. And then C-Phase said that whale looks awesome. Thank you. I actually am enjoying drawing this little whale. I might rework him into something else. I like him. But... yeah, I do feel that like the art scene is untapped over here in a big way. I mean, I think I mean, this is gonna sound shady, and I really don't want to say this. It's kind of mean, but like when I was the other day, I went live and I was trying to I was trying to raid somebody else's stream at the end of this one, and I was looking through just other art streams, and I ended up finding Loading Artist, who is really cool. He's like a webcomic artist, and he's really funny, and his stream was like decked out. I was like, man, dude, like he went crazy, which was awesome. But I felt like before I found him, while I'm scrolling, I'm like looking through the other art streams, and I was like, man, it is like dire over here. Like there are like a good amount of art streams going on, but like I don't know. I don't know. I didn't see. Not that this is really a gauge for anything, but I didn't see many people showing their face. It was like mostly VTubers, which I just know is not the type of Twitch stream that I like to watch. And it was a lot of not safe for work art. You know what I mean? Hentai type stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of artists who I admire who are really good that draw amazing stuff like that. But I was just like, it was very samey, like across the board. I was a little disappointed to see that there wasn't like more, like the thing that you described. Like I think there is way more that could be done with with art as a streaming vessel. And what's happening to your whale? I liked where you were going with it, but now
I think I'm gonna kind of like. So yours is kind of like a trucker whale.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go the more.
Here, I'll move my guy over so you have some room.
I'm gonna go with the more lot lizard route.
Oh, I like that. But yeah, I don't know, but also kind of like Zartek said here, like I don't know if I consider myself really just like a career streamer. You know, I do it. I'm really trying to get back into it to just be more like more active on here on Twitch, but I just don't know how to make things more interesting other than having other people on the stream, like having you here. I think is like very interesting. Look at that. Oh, we got another person saying Happy Crafter 15.6 says that whale looks awesome, but I think they're talking about yours now. Oh, I like the inclusion of this cigarette. That's actually a nice. I think I'm gonna copy that. Let's see if I can.
You gotta go for it. I think whales should smoke more. I think
they
people,
should.
You know, I know smoking isn't good for you, but like let the whales have this.
Let them have it.
You know?
I mean, technically, it would make more sense if it was in the blowhole up here, but I guess I can't really. I'm really sure how to do that.
I think it could be double dipping.
Could be double dipping. How did you get linked up with Lord Spew? When did you guys become friends?
So this is a really, really dumb story.
Okay.
So when I first started streaming, and I was like, oh, I want to have there was Artsy Fartsy who like has since like I said, a lot of the people I'm gonna bring up no longer stream.
Oh
like,
really?
They all have like industry jobs now.
Interesting.
Yeah, like the Artsy Fartsy guy, he's like the art director for like a soda company in Canada. So it's like, it's just all like a lot of the people that I kind of hung around with, we chat offline and stuff.
Yeah.
But like
they're kind of doing their own thing now.
Yeah. It's like great for them.
Mm.
But so yeah, I got inspired by him and I Can Be Danny, and so I started streaming art, and they're like, their community was awesome, and like, they were like really supportive. I started streaming because when you first start, unless you have like a big following, like you're kind of like streaming to like 1 to 10 people, and like
right.
not there's anything wrong with that, but like it's hard,
It's
especially
tough,
as an
yeah.
artist, because like it is a little rough. Um, and so I was like, okay, I want to do like my own like collaborative show. So I asked all these people if they wanted to like do a show, and they're like, oh yeah, sure, that'd be awesome. And like I expected like maybe like 2 people to say yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh fuck, I have to like come up with a way to like to have all these people on my stream. So we came up with the idea of Fish Fest, which I still don't know what it was about, but
Okay.
it was me and I Can Be Danny guy and Lord Spew joined in later, and we were just like taking like calls from people telling us to draw fish, like just describe a fish and we'll
Okay.
draw it.
That's awesome. You were taking
And then
calls?
yeah, and like we were like in Discord. Eventually, it turned into literally like 15 people in a Discord call at the same time, and it was like this was also like the first time I talked to like half these people, and
Nice.
it was so it was so weird, and like that was like I think I think one of the clips from that stream ended up on live stream fails. If you know what
Really?
that is.
I
Yeah.
do know. Wait, how did that happen? What was it, a failure?
um no, it was just like I forget what exactly it was. It was like I think because like a big streamer like reacted it to it because someone who was watching the stream was a mod for this. I don't know what streamer it was. Um and like they were just asking for like clips from Twitch for people so they can react to.
Uh-huh.
Um and it was like I feel like we were all a little drunk
Oh, that's
because
classic.
that was also part of the show. Great idea to like your first collab show
Of course.
to just like get a little drunk.
Okay.
And like the OBS setup was like we had like an aquarium cam in the background, and, like we had like
What?
wigs on and trucker hats.
Oh my
It
god.
was like it was wild.
You
And
guys
then
really went crazy.
I was like I was trying to teach them how you could sound like Popeye if you just say egg over and over again really fast. And then it was like
Yeah, I
and
like that.
then
That's good.
it was like 10 people on a Discord call just saying egg, 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 like really fast. And like that was the clip. And then like I like a month later some message was like, oh shit, like you're on live stream fails. I was like, oh,
Dude,
okay.
that's awesome. I would love to see that clip. I wonder if it's like lost in the sands of time on the internet. But that's
I'm sure it's still there.
it's got to be out there. Yeah, I don't know. I
But
haven't been on any live stream fails. I was hacky sacking in the first half of my last stream and was not doing so hot, so that could have probably wound up over there. But
I
uh,
don't I honestly don't know what qualifies on live stream fails. Like I just know like I know about it mostly from like big streamers complaining that they're on there. But it's like who cares?
yeah, I almost feel like the bar has been set like too high for like live stream fails. Like I don't think anything I'm doing is gonna qualify because now you have people that are literally like having sex on Twitch when they're not supposed to and some other crazy bullshit. You know what I mean? I'm not anywhere near that. Like now, that's it. That's the thing is like I kind of almost feel like some of the youngsters these days don't realize like how much more dire the situation was for like content in our day. You know what I mean? There was good content, but like it was way fewer and far between. Like anybody who was aware of YouTube was basically watching the same thing in that era. You know what I mean? That was it was a good time for YouTube. I love this whale that you're working. I really like the stance that they're in. My guy's kind of just standing there. And then I got this little sunfish thing.
I'm gonna gotta have fish nets,
The fish nets are very important. Wait, let me move my sunfish.
There
I
we
don't know
go.
what to make with this guy, honestly. Sunfish are
But yeah, I think. Wait, sorry, what were you gonna say
I was
about
gonna say
sunfish?
just like terrible character design. No idea how to.
No, I love it.
Oh god.
Oh, it's Many Mask. What's up?
Oh, it's Many Mass
Also,
Jam with a Fancy Pants Whale, and also Sunday Crocodile said, I really wish the art stream offer was wider. Stuff like this is great. Oh, thank you. I mean, yeah, this is. I mean, I'm having fun. You know, this is cool.
yeah, this is great.
I
This
would
is my
watch
first
this.
time on a stream in like over a month, so this is very refreshing.
Oh,
so thank you
nice.
for having me.
Oh, of course, yeah. No, I'm having a blast. I mean, I've only streamed twice now in the month of January, but I'm trying to get back to. I was at a point. Well, first I was at a point where I was doing it 2 times a week, which is mind-boggling. I don't know how I was doing that ever. And then I kind of dialed it back to once a week. And then the holidays came around and some other shit. Like I just had a lot of like personal life stuff going on, and then also good stuff, just like business and like random crap. And I just like it's hard for me to even remember to do it. But the good news is, I finally got a journal to start like an agenda where I can write down all the things that I
Hell
need
yeah.
to do. See that? So now I'm actually making
Hell
notes, and
yeah.
I know to remind myself. This is also where
You're gonna get powerful.
this is also where I drew this comic, which critically acclaimed, but also critically hated. Did you see this one on Twitter?
Yeah,
The German one. I don't know what
jellyfish.
is this. I don't know. Actually, the person. Kudos to the person who even tweeted this at me. I don't know why they came up with this, but it's funny. But they literally just tweeted like at Beetle Moses, "Can you make a comic about a German person encountering a a jellyfish for the first time?" So then I just drew this guy, and he's just like doing fake German, just like "Was ist dich?" And then he gets stung, and he says, "Ouch! It stung in mein Handenklampen," which is just funny to say out loud. But it was funny because it was a really big mix of a German. I don't know why I found German Twitter, and actually a lot of them had a really good sense of humor about it, as I would also. I mean, if I see people making fun of American people, it's usually funny. If it's accurate, it's funny. And but I also saw there was like a handful of people. I can't confirm or deny if they were actually German people, but they were really unhappy. They did not think it was funny. They thought I was being mega cringe. But I did the gumshoe move, and I completely ignored it. And
Yeah, there you go. There you go. It works.
Yeah, but
It works.
it works. It really does work. Nice and Crusty says, I found this stream today because most of the art streamers I used to watch barely seem to stream anymore. I find it harder now to find streams that excite me. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I was talking about, like, a few minutes ago. I guess it's probably not right for me to be like, all the other art streamers stink, because it's not true. I'm sure there's a lot of people that are doing really cool stuff that I just haven't met, but I don't know. When I was looking through some of the art streams, because I wanted to do a raid last week, I was... I was disappointed that it just felt like a lot of VTubers drawing anime porn, and I was like, I think there's probably something more we could be doing. I would love to do something, especially after what you were just talking about. I really would like to do something that was kind of like a game show, like actually go live with like several people, you know what I mean? Would actually be fun, and do like little challenges. It's a really clever idea.
I think it's really fun, and like or even just like, you know, taking suggestions from the chat is sometimes the chat is wrong and they suggest bad stuff. But
yeah.
you know.
I mean, I was taking suggestions from the chat during when I was doing a subathon that was like a few months ago actually. That was back in October, but I did that subathon, and most of it was people making suggestions in the chat, and I was just running with those suggestions, and it was really fun. That was a good way to pass the time. Let's see, Illithid Man of Cheese. I do keep VODs of them. If my YouTube channel is attached here. It's just Beetle Moses on YouTube, but if you also type in !YouTube Nightbot will drop that link for you. You can see all the VODs of the previous ones. I had Yellow Swag Studios on here also, and Bottling Sunshine. Both of them were really cool, and bunch of solo ones too, where I'm just talking shit. But anyway, yeah, no. I mean, I do know there's people that are doing really cool things, and I would love to. Yeah, I would love to contribute to that. I mean, I think I definitely have not seen anybody do like an art stream like the one that you described, at least recently. I don't know if there's anybody doing that. So that would be really fun.
The thing is like, I'm sure there is,
Yeah.
but like, discoverability on Twitch just like sucks.
Yeah.
It's so terrible.
I know.
And like it's, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, a lot of the people that
This guy's amazing.
were around when I was around, you know, don't really stream too much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like, you know, there are people who are like starting up again, like, you know, the new year, they're invigorated and everything, but it's just hard to get in that groove.
Yeah. I
Yeah, see,
definitely.
yeah, Mini Mass put an I can be Danny emote in the chat.
What happened?
The emote right there, that's I can be Danny.
Oh, really? That's funny.
Like I was talking about, yeah.
Yeah, I think I don't know. The streaming stuff is just I still feel like I'm kind of finding like my groove with it. You know what I mean? I mean now like a year in and still feeling like how do I keep it fresh? How do I keep it exciting? Which is why some of the people who are I mean also like some of the other people who stream who like I've been in communication with before like talk to Vosh I've never talked to Germa but he's one that I watch too and then like some of these guys that just do streams like every day I'm like man how are you cut out for this like how do you do it it's just it's
It's
crazy
crazy.
it's crazy but anyway
It takes a lot. I think like when you're not doing it, you're like, oh yeah, like I could do this. They're just sit there like
oh yeah it
I'm drawing
seems
all day
easy
anyways, so whatever. And then you do it and you're like, that was very mentally taxing.
yeah I know by the end of it it's a little yeah, it's crazy. I'm gonna draw a mantis shrimp next. That's what I'm feeling. But I'm gonna do it off the dome. Let's see if I can do it. Cause I'm gonna draw it in the same style that we've been doing these guys with the trucker hat and everything. I think it's fun. Yeah, I think I think probably for some people, like if you're like it's not just about being cut out for it, but just like if you're streaming stuff that you like to do, uh, I'm sure that just makes it a lot more exciting. Let's see. And I like to draw. I like to interact with the chat. So this one's cool. I don't know what a mantis shrimp looks like. I'm actually regretting doing this. Let's see here.
I wish I could tell you. I don't know. But yeah, I definitely want to get back into the streaming, but like it's just it's a lot. It's a lot. And it's like I don't know. I have a lot of conflicting feelings about streaming.
Oh yeah.
But it's just like yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's not that I do like it a lot, but it's like I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. But it's just, there's just something about it that like makes it very easy for me to be like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, I get it. I think it's just that like I do feel like I am able to interact with like I think part of the reason that I did it in the first place was because I loved the idea of being able to communicate more with my like followers and audience. And now I feel like I'm almost at a point where like I do that anyway. Like I think like I feel like I have a lot of interaction with my fans and fans I guess is a weird way to put it, but like with my audience and subscribers and followers and stuff like that I almost don't necessarily feel like it's like I have to do the streams, but I think the right way to do it, like to invigorate excitement again, is to do the type of stuff that you're talking about. Like I think actually bringing on, and I think also part of the reason that kind of ties into a lot of what we've been talking about, but part of the reason that I like being, I have a tendency sometimes to be a little aggressive with art Twitter and stuff like that is because I feel like so much of it is like, first of all, that's how it used to be back in the day. Is that actually the way that you communicated with people was actually like IRL, you know what I mean? And if you didn't like somebody, you would have to make it known, basically. And
Yeah.
I think that there's a lot of big softies, on Twitter, like especially the art Twitter scene, which is something that I feel like I've gone over like time and time again, but it's true, and that's why I just feel sometimes it's like I have to just go toe to toe with these people or bump shoulders with them because I don't know. Like I do you get what I'm getting at? Like I like the aggression a little bit.
And honestly, I think sometimes it could do some people some good because like I definitely used to be a person who was like, I wanted everyone to like me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it's not possible. So it's like sometimes you need someone to just be like, hey, fuck you.
I know.
And be like, oh, okay. Like, kind of dispel you from the idea that, everyone's going to like you. And like, it's, some people need it.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely needed it at one point.
Yeah, I definitely. Oh, it's many masks said fuck jam. Uh,
See?
I definitely see. I definitely am also that way. I have been for a long time, where I'm just like, I need people. I need like people to like me. Or if somebody doesn't like me, I'll be like, what? Like, why doesn't this person like me? Like, what did I do? You know what I mean? Or I felt like they didn't understand me or something like that. Now I'm like, now I'm at a point where I'm just like, you know what? You don't like me? Fuck you. I'm just like, I don't like. I think especially and I don't I don't want to totally lose that, because I do I think some people lose that completely and then just begin to act like an asshole online, and like I don't want to be that guy, but like you're forced to become kind of like hardened by the internet a little bit. It's just like the Twitter in particular. I don't even really get this on Instagram. Occasionally I'll get hater comments on Instagram, but it's like way less frequently than I do on Twitter. But Twitter is straight up like a beast with like a million heads that's like impossible to please. Like there's just like no hope in trying to. Oh, I love what you're drawing right here. That's how I feel, bro. That's how I feel scrolling my Twitter timeline. Uh,
Dude,
yeah.
it is really funny hearing you say that, because I don't know if it's just because I don't have the same like reach on Twitter. So like I stick well within my intended audience a lot of the time.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
But like, but like, so like on Twitter, like I almost get no flag, but like, and it's almost always in my like DMs. But like on Instagram, I'll just like go through it, and like I'll just get like some of like the weirdest like.
I do get weird comments on Instagram. Not mean usually,
Yeah.
but I get weird ones. I think it's like, I think the big thing on Instagram is there's a lot of I think there's a lot of non-native English speakers on there, and I think that's a contributing factor. Because yeah, I get some stuff that I'm like, dude, what? Like, what are you saying? I do some occasionally. The thing is that like going viral on Twitter and Instagram is just two totally different feelings, because
Oh yeah.
like Twitter, it starts with your followers. Like if your followers are sharing your stuff, more people are going to see it. And I don't even know that the algorithm, so to speak, plays into it at all. It's just like if people are sharing your stuff, more people see it, and then they share it, and so on and so forth. Instagram is a different beast in that like sometimes occasionally I'll have stuff go like viral on Instagram, but it'll happen like a week and a half after I posted it, and it's not one. It'll be one that like didn't get much attention on Twitter, but all of a sudden Instagram has decided to like I don't know, like put it on people's explore page. It's really odd. I mean, it's impossible to. I think people who get obsessed with like the algorithm and shit like that are completely doing themselves a disservice, because it's
so useless.
It makes no sense. There's no rhyme or reason. You're literally just like chasing a dragon that it's just something you'll never fully understand. I don't even think the people who work at Instagram really understand
No.
it. You know what I mean?
No.
Can't.
Like I don't know if you've ever done this, but have you ever like gone to like your For You page on Instagram and just like like you like don't look at anything, just scroll for like a minute,
Yeah.
and then just see what it plays you?
Yeah.
Like it'll be like some old lady with like 5 views, and it's like her talking about how like she had like turkey and eggs for breakfast, and now it's time for applesauce, and it's like. It has like it's I don't know why they choose to show you the things they do.
It is
It's
so
like,
weird. It is bizarre. I don't know why. And the weirdest thing that I mean, this was something that I noticed a little while ago. I don't even know if it's still like this, but it's like the second I like or interact with one thing that's been fed to me, if it's just on my feed and it's something that I don't follow, the second I like it, it feels like Instagram is like, you like this?
Mm-hmm.
You like stuff like this? And then all of a sudden I'm getting fed. Like I remember interacting like a year ago with something that was like basketball related, and then my entire feed was just, it was like everything else fell to the wayside. It was just basketball, and I was like, dude, what the hell, man? Here, this was
That's crazy.
one of the early criticisms that I got.
Oh, shit. Look at that mantis shrimp.
Do you
That's
like
crazy.
that? Yeah, one of the
That's
early
awesome.
criticisms that I got was that I drew something that featured a gun, and I got some gun freak that was like, that's not what a gun looks like, or like was criticizing that it wasn't like a legit. It's like I don't
That
even know what
is
they were getting
hilarious.
at, but
That is hilarious.
yeah, I was kind of like, at the time, I think I responded to them and I was like, shut the hell up. But I wouldn't, these days, I would not respond that way. I wouldn't
No.
respond at all. But it actually did, I'm not even going to lie, because it was early on. I really don't draw things with guns anymore literally because of that. Like, not because of any other connotation that comes with drawing guns, but because, like, I'm not a gun person. I don't know. I actually find them to be very difficult to draw. And so I avoid drawing them altogether, basically.
Yeah, I'm all like, yeah. I mean, I think it's very fun to get comments from people who are just like, I say this in a loving way, but who are like dorks about certain things.
Yes.
Like it's very funny, and like I used to, when I was like I guess like maybe like 2 years ago, if I did do a comic or something, I'd like purposely spell something wrong
Uh-huh.
just to get people who would be like like they would just want to correct you just because it's so funny. And like there used to be a hack on how you could like get your stuff seen by more people. Is just like draw something a little off,
Like
or do something a little
slightly off, yeah.
yeah, and then you'll get people complaining about it, and it'll boost you up.
Yeah, that the funniest thing, and I think I've mentioned this on stream before, but it's always funny to me. This is the only gun, I don't even know if this is quite accurate, but this is the only one that I've kind of learned how to draw, is this really old-timey revolver. So usually when I draw comics, I try to like do this, because it's also just a cool looking gun. But the funny thing that I feel like people do all the time on Twitter, which is just so silly and not like, I don't understand why people do this, is that as soon as something starts blowing up and they start getting comments that they don't like, they go muting this, and then they mute it, and then there's no, and I'm like, dude, just let it play out. Like, oh, that's a perfect gun. The one that you just drew there is awesome. And that old-timey like Bugs Bunny bazooka. I love that. But yeah, never understood why people would be like, I'm muting this. This left its intended audience. It's like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, the fact that it's found anybody, just like let it play out. It's really that Tyler the Creator meme that's just like, dude, just close your eyes. Like, what do you mean? Why? I don't get
What
it.
was it? It was a while ago. It was oh man, it was the guy that like said that he's like leaving the internet because he like
Oh God.
made some animation about.
Is it Joe Cat? Is
He,
that what
like,
you're talking about?
I think so. It was like a Lizzo song.
Yeah,
He, like,
but he's talking
made-
about liking women.
yeah.
Yeah.
That whole thing, I only caught like bits and pieces of it. I like saw the original tweet where someone was like, "Hey, look at this thing I just made," and then like I saw it everywhere for like a week, and then like I saw like his announcement that he's leaving the internet, and I was like,
Yeah,
Like-
it was really odd, and I actually don't even think that I think that was like an old animation. Like, I think he made that in like 2020, but something happened where like okay, it's actually embarrassing that I feel like I do know the timeline. I know nothing about that guy, and I think that first of all, the reaction to him was extremely silly, but also him leaving the internet was extremely silly. Like, I would have just been like, "Fuck y'all! I'm gonna post even more videos exactly like this." But I've also never been like the target of that much harassment. I mean, I know that like House of Decline was like this was like kind of the only time it happened, but his whole thing was like he did that one commissioned comic for one of his patrons that was actually like a book, like a children, like an ironic children's book, the You Are Not Special. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't think so.
Did you see that? No, it's like old news now anyway. But I mean, I think he can just joke about it and talk about it too anyway. But it was silly when it happened. He did a commission for somebody that it was one of their patrons, and it was literally like every month they got a custom drawing. So they had been subscribed to his Patreon for like a year, so they got 12 drawings that they specifically made it so that each one was going to be a page of this book, this children's book that they were writing. So House didn't write it; he just drew the art for this guy, and it was literally, the whole thing was like in House's sort of style. It was a book that was just like, you are not special. Like in every single drawing, it was just like, you are not the best at math, you are not the best at art, you know, you are not the best at sports, you will probably not make anything of yourself, no one is going to remember you, you know, something like that. Just like a profoundly negative, but also just like silly. I mean, I don't really understand. Dude, Twitter, like freaked out. I've actually never seen like a I mean, I do see it occasionally on on Twitter. I see it all the time, honestly. But I guess like there was something about just the fact that it was targeted towards somebody who I consider a friend of mine in House, that I've just never seen like group psychosis at a level like this, where it was like a bunch of like, you know, adult like man children basically that just got super pressed about that comic and were just like, why would you make this? This is so negative. This is cringe. This is gay. I don't know what they were saying, some stupid crap like that. And like and just like and House ended up having to kind of issue like something of an apology, almost like he was just like, wow, I see you guys really did not like that comic, you know, like I'll do better next time or something like that. And people were like, not good enough, like literally were so pressed. And like yeah, and I remember the entire time just being like, this is complete lunacy. I mean, there was no reason for anybody to react like that at all, but it just completely blew up and got out of hand. And luckily, I think House kind of just like sidestepped it. I think he just decided that he was just going to keep posting. He made an apology, and then he just kind of like kept posting his usual stuff. And it, obviously, like these things do, it phased out. You know, like the half-life of like a viral tweet on Twitter is like 8 hours. So by the next business day, nobody gives a shit anymore. And he kind of like, you know, he survived. But the same thing I think happened with this guy Joe Cat, that like somebody like they latched onto something that he tweeted, and then they uncovered something that the guy posted publicly that was available on YouTube and completely inoffensive, and then people were just clowning on him or saying, I don't know, he was a misogynist, or I don't know what it was. I don't know what people were saying, honestly. And then yeah, he left.
I honestly like, yeah, like you know, like I'm not the target demographic for that animation thing he made.
Neither am I.
It was like, it was so benign.
Yeah.
Like for people to like hate it, like give him so much hate for like actually nothing was so wild.
I don't know what it is. I mean, I think it's something that unfortunately we just never well, not never, but like it's been discussed so much, and I still don't really know if anybody's found like the proper root of it. I think we're only gonna know like when we're years out from this phase of the internet, and we can like look back on it with some retrospect. But like it's really odd, like the things that people get angry at online and then brigade against. Like that and the House of Decline were two really good examples of something that is like just totally harmless, that like maybe you could see it and be like, I don't really like this, but like that is kind of the end of it, you know what I mean? Like there doesn't have to be like yeah, like here, like Happy Crafter 15 said, I mean, the Joe Cat thing was kind of cringy, but he didn't deserve to get bullied off the platform. Yeah, since when is posting cringe a crime? You know what I mean? Like, whatever, like, who cares? I mean, I think he made something that was like, what do you, like, there's cringy stuff that, dude, we have, like, major corporations that are pumping out movies that are absolute cringe. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's another thing to just have, like, an independent artist just doing their own thing, and it's they make something that you don't like. I mean, I guess it's okay to dunk on it, or if you want to make fun of it. I'm not even saying like leave them alone, but it's just like, yeah, it just got way too out of hand. But also his thing was that he should have just like, I'm sure it's really hard to ignore, and I'm sure it does get to you on some level, but it's hard for me to not insert myself in the situation and be like, I really think I would have just like logged off Twitter for like a week and then just like come back and been like, Are y'all still mad at this, or can we get back to like some normalcy now?
Yeah, I don't think I know. I don't really know the extent to everything that happened with that guy, but it was like it seemed really intense. Like
Yeah.
for like for what it was, like it was like, it was just I couldn't imagine like even just getting that much attention. Like even if it was like even if I had that much positive attention, I would still get freaked out. Like that's
Oh
just too
yeah,
much.
no, I know. I mean, I started to get a little anxiety when that monkey video went a little viral, and all of a sudden I started getting comments of people that were just being like rude for no reason, and I remember just being like, "What the hell?" I mean, it was like, I don't know why I posted it literally, like just for my followers. You know what I mean? I wasn't trying to like, yeah, let's get this thing viral. You know what I mean? I was just like, oh, I just took a cool video of a monkey at the zoo. I think my followers are gonna love this. Let me post this, and then it ended up getting like a ton of likes and comments, and then it wheeled in a whole brigade of people that were just, I don't know, like pissed. And like my friend Kyle told me, it was funny because we were like laughing at, or my brother, I can't remember who told me this, but it was really funny that he was just kind of saying like, that is like a perfect like just lesson in all of this, that it's just like it doesn't matter what you post. It doesn't matter if you're posting the most like heckin' wholesome, like silly, most like, just whatever benign content. Doesn't matter what you post. There's going to be people that need to come and just like be a dick about it. Do you know what I mean? It kind of is. It's a
Yeah.
little freeing once you realize that, but it is
That
tough.
was honestly that was really funny.
Yeah, no, that was hilarious. I mean, honestly, that shit was just funny to me anyway, because I was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, it was hilarious just seeing the people that were like, oh wow, a monkey lifted up a stick. Who gives a shit? Like those comments, and I'm just like, dude, who hurt you?
Like,
Like, what's wrong with
yeah,
you?
it's just like, you know what? It's like, God forbid you find some joy in life,
Seriously, like, what is the fucking deal? It was just hilarious, because then I was just reading through those comments with my brother, and we were like looking through them, and just like, and he was cracking up too, because that video, I guess you can see it on Twitter analytics there, that like that video has like 2.3 million views. It's just like so funny, and yeah, and I mean that whole situation was just so ridiculous. Like, there's no there's really, what can you say about it? There's just silly people online. Everybody's just trying to dunk on everybody else on Twitter, and it's only gotten worse in the last like year with the like changes that have come. I thought honestly, I never had high hopes for it. I never thought it was going to be anything good, but I did at least feel like maybe there was a chance it would kind of scare off that type of Twitter person. You know what I mean? That they would be like, I gotta. But it makes perfect sense that they wouldn't leave, because I don't think they have anything else going on. So
No.
here we are.
Yeah, and the I think the day that I saw that, it was one of those moments where like the like Twitter feed just like perfectly shows you two things in a row that like go together so well.
Yeah.
And it was your post, you responding to the guy, one of the people that were like, big fucking deal, he lifted up a stick. And then immediately under that was that guy that was like, here's the view of Donald Trump holding like 8 pizzas.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh my god,
It's
dude.
just so funny.
Yeah, dude. It's like it's so ridiculous. Like that was such a funny instance, and I'm glad like I don't know. I guess like that's also kind of one of those things that I am thankful for, all this like Beetle Moses crap, and I'm also thankful that I'm a little on the older side. I'm not super old, but like old enough that if I was like 19 and this stuff was going on, I probably would just be like behaving a lot more like a dick, and like responding to everybody, and all this crap. And I'm kind of appreciative that I'm like, I kind of see stuff like that now, and I'm just like, let's just let this play out. Like, who the hell cares?
Yeah.
Um,
Sometimes I feel like it comes off as like unhinged to reply to everything. Like it's just,
yeah, I know.
At some point, to calm down.
Yeah, the best plan of action is literally to just completely ignore people that are just saying like crazy stuff. I think like that's also what the other another amazing comic artist who I love, Toothy BJ. I think he was talking to me. This was a while ago. Some other situation that was going on. I can't even remember what, but it's something else that somebody was posting a hater comment in replies to one of my comics and was like, and I was talking to him about it, and I'm like, "Ooh, I really want to say something like this," and he was like, "Dude, word of advice." I never reply to stuff like that. It's best to just completely ignore it. There's just no point. And I think I did end up replying to them against his advice, but he's right. He's right. The man was cooking. He was totally right. It's way better to just not say anything, not do anything like that. That's hilarious. Oh, that Mr. Universe Squid said, Beetle, you really need to make that alt account with the skull. Did I show you this, Gumshoe? Did I show you this, Jam?
Oh no. Let's see it.
Let's see it. Hang on. It's a weird thing that there it is. Weird thing that there it is. Oh, Jesus Christ. Can you see that?
No. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Wait, here. Are you looking at the stream? I found this image on
holy shit.
On Bing Images.
Dude. You know what this looks like?
What?
This looks like, I don't know if you remember, but those like CDs that you could get in the early 2000s that would have like GIFs. You'd buy a CD and it'd come with like 2,000 GIFs on it.
What? Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. I thought you were gonna say this is like somebody burned their own CD and this was like the cover on it, because I can see that too. But no, I've never gotten that. That's amazing though. I wish I acquired something.
Oh, dude,
like
you
that.
should look at some of those for inspiration, because they are hilarious.
I mean, dude, I found that image. I saved it to my desktop because I was just like, I absolutely like love this image. And then I kind of decided that like, if it did happen where I ended up making an alt account which wasn't alt art related at all, and I would be completely incognito, like I would not. I think only diehard Beatle fans would know it was me. I would just start talking so much shit and throwing hands with people and using that as that would be my profile pic for sure. And so I was kind of giving a fair warning to the chat that if you saw, I don't have any immediate plans for it, but if you saw it sometime in the future, like somebody that was causing a lot of problems online and they had that image, fair bet that it's probably gonna be me. But now I probably shouldn't put that out there, because what if somebody starts posting like crazy, horrendous, racist crap and they're using that image and it's not that? Then in that case, it's not me. But I probably would have something in the username that was like slightly hinting towards like that it's me. But I wouldn't want it to be traceable. You know what I mean? That's a tough line to tell.
I feel like that's a very fine line to walk.
It is a very fine line. Like, it's funny sometimes to see people get exposed for their alt accounts. I mean, some people are like pretty public about it, and then the other people are just like they really don't want you to know that they have an alt account. So it's kind of funny to do like the latter, like do something that's just like totally like, I'm just going to be a Twitter user and not try to get any followers, but just be an absolute menace online.
I love the accounts that, like, you know, you'll like come across them sometimes, and like, you know, they have like 30 followers, and it's just like it's just like a live journal of just some guy.
Yes, those are amazing, and something that's like really will be lost to the sands of time. It's always interesting when I get a response on my images like on my comics that are like really unusual or rude or something, and I'm like, I gotta just see what is this person about, and just like getting a glimpse into somebody's brain, because you also can just see the other stuff that they're replying to or they're retweeting, and you're like, what a strange. A lot of people are the same, you know, a lot of people post the same crap, but sometimes you come across one of those accounts that you're just like, what an odd human, like, who lives like this, what are you doing? Like, it's bizarre. Dude, I am having a great time, but I'm also starving. So I think I would love to run this again with you. I would love to do something that was like in a group, like how we were discussing too. I think that'd be really fun to like coordinate.
Wait,
what's up?
Yeah, you know the Bryson artist, right? That was in here like the very beginning of the stream.
I don't remember. I maybe saw their username, but
Bryson McBee.
Oh yeah, of course, Bryson. Yeah.
I've been meaning to talk with them about streaming, so maybe we can all.
That would be so great. I mean, I've actually chatted with them a lot in DMs, and we've been following each other for a while. They're so such a good artist. Like, what a cool, like, they're really good at Blender, and they make a ton of really cool stuff. But yeah, that would
It's
be
wild.
somebody who would be really cool. It'd be really fun. Yeah, the three of us, or maybe I can also grab like Bottling Sunshine or somebody else to hop on stream, and then like we can do like a competition, like partner up. That would be pretty cool.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, that'd be really fun. Let's brainstorm and try to schedule something like that. But before we hop off, I want you to have an opportunity to plug it. Where can people find you? Where can they see more of your work? More drawings and your streams?
Yes. So GumshoeGumshoe on literally everything, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I got the Patreon thing. I'm gonna be hopefully streaming over on Twitch at some point again soon. But yeah, I'm plugging away on doing commissions right now, and then maybe potentially something coming on in the future.
Okay.
But I can't talk much about it.
Okay. That's exciting. So GumshoeGumshoe
Yeah.
on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch. Yeah, I loved having you on, dude. This was really, really fun.
Yeah, thank you for
Let's
having
definitely
me.
run it back. Let's maybe put our heads together and come up with some way that we can kind of just schedule something and have like a big fiesta of like a bunch of artists coming on here and drawing together. I think that'd be really. I think we're cooking with fire.
We need
there.
to get more people back here on Twitch. I think that would make this a much more fun space.
Yeah,
Just bring in some of those artists that are I think it'd be fun. It'd be fun.
I think it would be really fun, and I think I think there's a need for it. I think people do like watching content like this, and I think the more people that we get on here, the more personalities, the better. I think it's going to be it could be a really good scene. Yeah, it's kind of got my brain, like the wheels are turning right now. So yeah, let's talk more about that. That'd be great. But thank you guys so much for watching. Everybody at home also, if you've been watching and you don't follow me here on Twitch, but you want to catch some future streams, you could follow me here. And also there is a Discord for the Beetle Moses. There's a Vosh raid that just got in here for like literally right now as we're doing this. All right, well maybe we''t stay on for another 10 minutes. We'll draw something because I think we just got a whole bunch of people in here. But thank you for the raid, Vosh. Well, Vosh is actually somebody who I'd also really like to get on because he's actually a good artist too, which would be really fun. It's funny, Vosh always has a tendency to read like right when I'm like, well guys, it's been real, it's been super fun. That's funny. What's going on, everybody? All right, should we draw some more stuff for the I think we just got like a whole bunch of people moving in here.
Someone said to draw a horse.
A horse, okay, yeah. Can't imagine why the Vosh chat would want us to draw a horse, but I have an idea. So, all right, I'm going to draw a horse right now. Let's see.
Got to give the people what they want.
You got to give them what they want. All right, I'll tell you exactly how this is going to go down.
Should we do you want to do a step-by-step guide on how to draw a horse? Maybe we can help people out.
Sure, yeah, that's actually a good idea. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so everybody, viewers at home, grab a pen, grab a piece of paper. I'm going to I think you're doing it better than I.
Let's see.
Let's see.
Any good drawing starts with a line.
Yeah, I would agree. Okay, I'm going to follow you. I'm going to follow your lead.
All right, so you got to draw a line.
Okay.
Sometimes you can kind of give it a mouth, but you got to figure out where the nose placement is.
Okay.
That's huge. Nose placement is huge.
That's an interesting nose. Okay.
And then you kind of got to draw the rest of the head that kind of cranes into the neck.
Love that.
We're gonna try to do.
This is an aerodynamic creature. Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm kind of running out of room over here.
That's all right, because I got plenty of room.
Like
here, I'll use up the room. I'll use up the room that you can't use.
Okay, sweet. There we go.
Here.
Damn, that's a thick horse. All right, so I want to we got to give him a little bit of chest muscles,
Some pectorals.
Mm-hmm. Horses are kind of vascular.
Collared one.
Now, let's see here. I'm just gonna give him some little eyes.
Some eyes.
Oh
okay.
shit! Yours was ripped.
Oh thanks. Well, I had to give him some pectorals. Here, I'm gonna do some. I want to give him some eyes that really tell a story.
There's some emotional eyes.
Yeah, he's very like wistful.
I don't know. Okay, this made me just like think of some show from
Oh my god, the
it was
nipples.
like early.
What's up?
But there was some show where it was like this like a dinosaur island, and there was like some dinosaur, and this girl was like, you should see the look in his eyes when he talks about his parents, and like that's what I thought of when I see your whole.
That's what you see in your. I don't know what show you're talking about, but that sounds awesome.
I have no idea. This could just be like a fever dream of mine.
Something tells me we're missing some crucial pieces of this horse. You know what? I know I was doing a bit, but I kind of do want to give you some room if you need to add some more stuff. So I'll move my horse over here.
Oh no. I can make this work.
Here, wait. I gotta move your. But wait, I gotta move your little gumshoe guy a little bit.
Here we go.
Because he's in front of your drawing. Oh wow, that's a good leg. Okay, right here. You know what? I'll put you over to the side here. Okay.
I forgot to do it step by step.
Okay, I feel like my horse is missing some really important features. So let's start. First of all,
Take it over.
the glaring thing that's missing from my horse is a full set of teeth, pearly whites.
True. Also, I gave my horse feet. I don't think they have feet.
Okay, wait. I'm really enjoying drawing this. Okay, and then I think he's got a little smile line there too. And then he needs some ears, which I believe, but I'm gonna make them so they're like very, like he's a little bashful. Okay. Okay, the leg situation. All right, I need to erase a bit here. I want to make this really realistic. Okay.
People don't really understand how just incredibly hard it is to do what we do. You know?
Yeah, there's like honestly, art is not without pain, right? You can't have good art if you're not in an excruciating amount of pain. That's something that
Honestly,
I had to learn.
you see what we're drawing right now? Years of trauma.
People think that art is easy. Look, see, this is like. I really wanted to do something that was like deep and had like a lot of meaning. So this is like how I feel about society. You see what I'm doing?
So I'm looking at your horse, and I'm looking at the backside of it.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, at first I was like, oh, that's going to be a leg. But now, the more and more I look at it.
Zartek commented on here, is like, are you serious? I'm trying to follow along, and the difficulty level is impossible. Yeah, sorry. I know we said we were going to show you guys how to do this, but I don't see this. Look, I'm just letting the brush flow. Okay? And then the back leg is pretty easy, alright? I'm gonna, yeah. Ooh, I like you that your guy kind of has like a curly mane.
Yeah, like I'm trying to draw like kind of like a fuckboy horse.
I'm into that. I think he needs an earring, like one of those dangly earrings.
Ooh, yeah, there we go.
Okay, gotta get this. Nice.
It's like I'm drawing the horse. I'm drawing the horse that you hate. You hate that they're hot. You know.
Yeah,
like
yeah, exactly. That's exactly the vibe I'm going for too. And use a toe ring, pinky ring. Okay. And then this one has been unfortunately severed. No, wait, that doesn't look right. Let's see.
Why did they get severed?
I gotta come back to that final leg. There's got to be something cool to do with it. Okay. Give me a tattoo idea for. I think there's I got a lot of meat on this horse, and he needs a. He needs a tattoo right here.
Ooh, let's see. That's a lot of real estate.
Yeah, it does. I'm thinking maybe like. What do you think about this? probably gonna try to get them to look like 3D too, get like an effect.
All right. Cake Boss.
What do you think of that? Kind of tells a story.
Oh, hell yeah. Honestly, the more you draw on this, the more it looks like Cake Boss.
It kind of does look like that. Like, it looks like.
Can I talk about? I know you told me not to get too political on the show.
Go ahead.
But the one thing that really bothers me about Cake Boss is like, when you think of like a cake, like they're making a cake for like a wedding or something. It's not like you're serving that cake piping hot. Like, what's the rush? Like, just make the cake. Like, like, why are you screaming at people?
Does he scream at people? I actually can't even say I've watched... Oh, no, I definitely have watched the show because I at least know that they're based in New Jersey. Isn't that the whole thing?
I don't think I probably have seen Cake Boss in the past, but, like, in my head, I'm just imagining him, like, Gordon Ramsay style, just, like, screaming at people about something that, like, doesn't have that much of, like, a time frame. Like, like, it's, like, not that pressing.
Yeah, I could see that. I feel like, I kind of just feel like every show, I almost feel like Gordon Ramsay kind of ruined, like, food television programming because it went from being, like, kind of, like, chill and enjoyable to, like, it feels like every cooking show needs to be, like, really aggressive and, like, anxiety. It's like an A24 movie. Like, it was super anxiety-inducing. And just, like, for what reason? Like, why would I be watching a cooking show if I wanted to be, like, literally scared half to death?
It's what you gotta watch the, what is it, the Great British
Yes, I know
Baking
that.
Show.
But, what's so funny is that show, I've watched it, and, it's great, but it's also, like, it's funny that it even picked up that much... It picked up so much traction, and it's, like... You could just make any show, like, you could just make cooking shows more chill in general, and it would be... It's just people were starving for a chill cooking show. That's really it. I mean, no disrespect to Great British Baking Show. I've watched a fair share of it in my day. It's just, it's not that... I don't think it's that crazy. It's not rocket science.
I started watching that show with my grandma, and her biggest takeaway from the show was... that the host had beautiful eyes, but his accent was disgusting.
Oh God, savage. That's hilarious. I mean, I think, like, I don't know. I don't really get the obsession with Great British Baking Show. Like, I just think there's, like, plenty of chill television programming. You don't have to watch that one. And I'm not a very good cook. I'm not a very good baker. I love food, but, like, it's hard for me to really... I don't know. I'm not huge into cooking shows. It's just not my thing in general, I think. But perhaps I'm just not the target audience. That might be it. And let me do this here.
I feel you.
But I could see myself getting into Cake Boss. I wonder what the legality would be of me live reacting to Cake Boss on stream.
I mean, I think at least a lot what I've noticed with Twitch is you can just kind of do things. It's like unless the copyright holder themselves places like a DMCA claim, like I think you're okay.
Yeah, it's funny because I know, like, the big thing is they're like no copyrighted music on Twitch, but, like, I follow a ton of people who play copyrighted music in their stuff, and I'm like, I don't understand. Is this allowed or is this not allowed? Because I don't want to get... I know well enough that I would be the guy to get his channel deleted for some stupid bullshit like that, so I'm like, I still don't do it. But, yeah, I don't know. What is this? That video of him making that god-awful grilled cheese where the cheese isn't even melted killed me. Oh, is that, did you see that? That Gordon Ramsay video?
No.
Yeah, it makes, like, this dog shit looking grilled cheese, and it's like, dude, why the, like, seriously... what you have to tell a British person that actually drives it home? You tell them sod off. That's what British people say to each other. Say sod off. You absolutely ruined the castle, the empire that Guy Fieri had built before him was completely destroyed by Gordon Ramsay. Stupid hack. Screaming.
I so badly wanted to try the Guy Fieri restaurant in Baltimore.
Oh, which one is that?
But I forget what it's called.
He has a place called
He has
Chicken
restaurants,
Guy.
like, everywhere.
Yeah, he has like a chicken joint restaurant, which actually there used to be one near me in Miami at the mall, and I got it one time, and it was, dude, it was God mode. It was really, really good. And then I went back like a couple months later, and it had closed down. I was really disappointed. I don't know if that's the one that you were talking about.
No, it's just called Guy Fieri's Baltimore Kitchen and Bar, and I remember we were gonna go as a joke, but then we like looked it up, and like the reviews were like, so many people being like, I got sick.
What? Oh no, Guy!
I don't want to eat here.
Come on, man. What the hell? You can't do that. Oh no, I just experienced some crazy disappointment. Also, that there was a Caribbean or Jamaican spot that I love near me. Been there a lot. Not recently. It's actually technically near my parents' house, so I haven't been there in a little while. Used to eat there all the time. Great. They had a great lunch special. And it just got shut down because there was like roaches and rats and a bunch of other disgusting crap. So, you know, trying not to think about that. I haven't. My headcanon is that that all happened after, you know, I stopped eating there. But that shit sucks. I hate. That's like one of the worst feelings, honestly, is finding out one of your favorite restaurants is closing down.
Yeah.
But it's even worse when the reason is because they've been making dirty, disgusting food. That's not very good.
Fucking up.
Very bad. Let me make a little pom-pom tail here.
I'm introducing a huge plot twist to my horse.
What's that? Whoa.
That they're actually underwater.
Whoa.
That's actually so freaking crazy.
Oh my god. I really like the action shot that your guys doing. This is actually a very successful. So, this has been a class on how to draw a horse, guys. I hope that you've been drawing along at home. Oh, here. Syndrome Gay says, "Hey, what happened?"
I was telling them, don't forget to email us your horses.
Oh, please, yeah. Well, actually, I mean, if you want to join the Beetlemoses Discord, and you have been drawing a horse at home, I really would like to see it. If you type !Discord in the chat, Nightbot will give you a link to the free Discord to join. You can check it out, and there's a lot of art over there. It's a great community. If you're I mean, even though we're kind of memeing and joking around here right now, if you're an artist, or if you want to be an artist, or you're just starting out, or you just want to get some inspiration to draw, it's a really nice, fun. Are you in that Discord, Gumshoe?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's fun. It's a really supportive, cool community. There's a lot of people posting art there all the time. It's a great place. I mean, to plug your work, you're totally welcome. If you want to like head over there and send some of your stuff, love to have you over there. And if anybody has actually been hilariously following along with some of the stuff that we've been drawing here, it'll also probably rear its head in that Discord there.
Honestly, that's one of the funnest parts about streaming.
The what?
Seeing other people's stuff.
Oh, seeing other people's drawings is hilarious. I love that part. Oh, here, he says, Syndrome Gay said, "Hey, Beetlemoses, one of the guys in Cake Boss, this guy named Ralph, is actually a huge artist, too. He joins one of my favorite YouTube channels all the time." What the hell? That's kind of cool. Love that. That's like when I found out Chumley from Pawn Stars was actually like he's like a gangster or something. I can't remember. Maybe he's in jail. Can't remember what happened to those guys. Pawn Stars is another great one. You know, I learned, I think, I'm trying to remember who told me this, but somebody told me fairly recently that like literally the most watched show in America, or maybe the world, is Pawn Stars. And I was like, how the fuck is that possible? Like, I haven't seen an episode of that. But it's literally, if you think about it, there's so many people in America that actually do just watch daytime television that it's like an entire market for exactly that, which is crazy.
So, like, this could just be like, you know, okay. So, like, I'm trying to think, like, the people like there's people who like leave the TV on for their dogs,
Mm.
and then I feel like like fucking like
Yeah.
dentist offices, it's got to be playing a huge part in that. There's just like there's just a fucking TV running nonstop.
Yeah, that's got to be it, right? I mean, dogs and like people waiting in a dentist room have got to be the primary audience for like stuff like that. Like, I mean, I remember like I haven't been. There's not one near me, but I used to be in Planet Fitness is where it was like the gym that I used to work out at, and they would just be playing daytime TV over like the treadmills in there. So when I was like running or just like working out, there would just be something playing on the TV over me, and I was always so like, oh my god, the quality of daytime television is just like insane. The stuff that they're just broadcasting into people's homes, it's so ridiculous. And to know that these people are literally getting paid so much on advertising and stuff like that is just outrageous. It'll never go away. It'll always be terrible. What is this? He's so hot. Oh, let's see. Oh, this is so it said. Oh, the Ghost Vaquero. I am also an artist. Vosh put you on, and I love your art. Here's mine, DeviantArt. Oh, I would definitely check that out. Witness Wrath. Yeah, I'd love for you to drop that in that Beetlemoses Discord there too. I'd love to check it out. A JP Box said, if I was a dentist, I would play SJW cringe compilations 24/7. I mean, it would be kind of funny to just put on like funny like. You know what they should have? They should have like you laugh you lose videos playing. You know those like playlists. That would be really funny to just have.
That'd be fucked up in a dentist office though.
That would be
like
while they're like in your mouth and they're just playing like 21. I don't even know what the hell do they play in these like fucking you laugh you lose compilations. That's definitely something I gotta watch on stream one of these days. I feel like. I actually do feel like I'd be a pretty tough nut to crack for that kind of stuff because I don't audibly laugh at things. I don't know, actually, that's not really true. Sometimes I do, but it's really hard to really, like, get me. Mm-hmm. Every once in a blue moon, I will see a meme or something, like an image, not even a video, but just like an image that literally has me on my ass, like... dying laughing. But it's like I don't know, I feel like if I like the laugh you lose challenge, I feel like I could sit there like totally stoic and and get away with it.
I feel like most of them are just like it's just like a dog tripping, it's like
yeah,
it's just like
yeah, I could see that. I mean, it's usually I think honestly, I hate to say it, but I really do feel like I am kind of a victim to like Zoomer humor. Like I know a lot of people dunk on it because it's like just completely brainless and it's just like like just like think like flashing images on a screen. But I guess I'm just like a baby because honestly, a lot of those like Zoomer memes are just they get me, like they just get me going for some reason. Yeah, I maybe actually as I'm saying it out loud, I kind of do feel like I would be, like I probably would be really bad at stuff like that.
Like,
yeah,
I feel you. There's one, there's one. I don't know if it's they must be on TikTok, but I see all of it on Twitter, and it's like some like weird account that's like it's like something manifestations. And it's like it'll just be a regular video that like you've seen go viral or something,
mm-hmm.
and then like randomly throughout it, it'll just be like flashing, like really quick flashing images, and it'll just say like positive affirmations on it with like a picture of like a cow or something. And it's like you have to like hold it just right to read it, and it's really stupid. But I'm like, you know what? I like this.
Yeah, you know what?
I like this.
You know what I just saw that was really funny? This is making me think of. I saw this on Twitter that I'd never heard of before, but somebody posted there's an album called like Soothing Sounds for Babies that was made in like early 60s. Wait, hang on, I gotta find this now. 60s album. It was literally called something like that. Oh yeah, Soothing Sounds. It's called Soothing Sounds for Baby Volume Oh, there's 3 volumes of it. Volumes 1, 2, and 3.
Shit.
Soothing Sounds for Baby. It's a 3-volume set of ambient electronic music made by composer, musician, and inventor Raymond Scott. And what's really funny is, it sounds like he recorded it back in like 1962. And what he ended up doing accidentally is making an album that was like super ahead of its time. It like literally like ambient electronic music, like before anybody was making anything like that, which is hilarious. And then I was listening to it because I was like playing it because people were talking about it on Twitter like recently. I don't know, I saw like a trending tweet about it, and I was listening to it and I was like, damn, this shit's kind of fire, low key. Like, it's like, am I a baby? But yeah, here I pulled up the Wikipedia page and it says Scott originally intended to lull infants to sleep with the music, but later generations have found value in the music for its minimalist aspects, often comparing it to the works of Brian Eno, Kraftwerk, and Tangerine Dream, despite having predated such artists by more than a decade. Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
Goated. Love that.
It wasn't revolutionary at all, but an album that I actually thoroughly enjoy is like something that's just like that. It's called Sounds of the Supermarket, and it's just like,
dude,
it's like this album from like the 60s where it's just like,
I think I know
kind of like
this one.
chill music. I think they eventually were brought to court because they tried to do subliminal messaging in it to have people buy like more stuff at the
Oh my god, that's crazy. Yeah, I actually do think I've heard either this or something similar. I remember hearing, I think it was on my YouTube recommended, and I don't know if I can find it. I thought for a second when you said it that it was the same thing, but it was something along the lines of, it was literally just like songs to play in a shopping center or something, and it was like that, like just like really soothing ambient like electronic music, which is so interesting. And Brian Eno also has one. He has like several volumes that are like music to play in airports or something, which is so interesting because it's like, it's funny to go into like a project with like a really like pragmatic commercial benefit, but then it's actually has like a ton of value as this like weird spacey like electronic music like experience. Like, I love stuff like that. Brian Eno is so goated for shit like that. I gotta listen to the Sounds for the Supermarket.
Do you know Brian Eno's full name?
No.
He has like 8 names. It is wild.
What?
I forget exactly. I'm gonna look it up real quick. I'm gonna look it up.
Oh, dude, I won't spoil it. I'll let you say it. But holy shit, I just looked it up and you're right. He's literally got like the longest name ever. I mean,
Brian Peter George St. John Le Baptiste de la Sala Eno.
Oh my god. Dude, that's insane. I did not know yet. That's crazy. I'm glad that he just went with Brian Eno because
Honestly,
not a great
what is he hiding?
What is he hiding? That is such a long name. You know, I don't know if I've mentioned these to you before, but I have mentioned on the stream before. I haven't taken them out in a while. I have these Brian Eno, this deck of cards by Brian Eno and Peter Schmidt, which is called Oblique Strategies. Have I showed this to you on stream before?
No.
They're really cool. I got them a little while. Actually, I got them a little while ago because I had talked about it, wanting them on one of these streams, but they're actually, I think at the time I was finding it really difficult to come by. Like, you got to get them on eBay basically, and I couldn't find any that were at like a reasonable price. And somebody who was watching the stream actually messaged me on Twitter and was like, "Hey, I saw that you were looking for a deck of these cards. You know, if you want them, like basically I'll sell them to you." And I was like, "What?" So I did. I bought them off them, and I got them, and they're one of my prized possessions now. And they're really cool. Brian Eno, really cool article to read about if you wanted to read about them more. It's called Oblique Strategies, yet again. Brian Eno and his friend Peter Schmidt, sometime I think while they were both students, Brian Eno being a musician, multi-instrumentalist, and Peter Schmidt, I think, either being a writer or a visual artist. They both were basically discussing this idea that it's interesting that as creatives, even though our processes are very different, every creative runs into blocks, like creative blocks. and they developed this card deck, which was basically intended to promote lateral thinking. So you're supposed to. There are different ways to use it, but the way that I do, or I think the simplest way, is you can pull a random card out of the deck, and it just has a short prompt on it, and you use it basically if you're like halfway through a project, or maybe at the beginning of a project, and you're just having trouble like getting to the end of it. So like this card I just pulled randomly just says tidy up. That's what it says on here. But there's a bunch of like other weird ones. Like this one says work at a different speed. So like sometimes it's interesting to like, I haven't actually used these in a while just because we're talking about Brian Eno, that I was like, yeah, I like remembered that I had him just sitting here, but they're kind of interesting. This one says, don't break the silence. So like it's, and some of them are like full sentences, and some of them are like one word or two words, and it's really interesting. It's literally like a full huge deck of cards here, and sometimes I guess I'll start doing it again. I was doing it a little bit for a while, that when I was experiencing like a creative block or not sure where to go with something, I ended up referring to Oblique Strategies and pulling something out of here and just kind of be like, you know what I mean? Like when you're like, if you literally are looking at an idea and you're like, I'm not sure where to go with this, and then you're kind of just like, all right, give me something to work with here, and then you use one of those as a prompt. It's kind of cool. It's an interesting idea.
Yeah.
And Brian Eno is just the GOAT, so very, very cool. Cool thing. Yeah, a really interesting article to read about too, because it talks about its like development, and there was a few, like it was like they printed them like only one time in the 70s, and then not again for like 20 years, and then they did one in like the 90s, and then didn't again until like 2005, and I think that's the one that I have here is like a 2005 print of it, and then I think since then now you can get like a master set or something which has like additional cards, and it's printed on like red vinyl or something, and like that's like the most recent one. It's a cool little collector's item, but I don't think I utilize it as much. Kind of interesting.
Hell yeah.
All right.
I had to add a comment. He's
oh good.
My horse is calling your horse hot.
Oh, he's so hot, and the fish is like, he's so hot, and I'm gonna make my guy saying something too. Can I get $1? There we go. Perfect. Boop. All right, now I'm really starving. If I wasn't hungry 30 minutes ago, now I'm really hungry.
Yeah, dude.
But I'll replug because I know that we have some new viewers watching right now. But GumshoeGumshoe is the guest that we have on today. Dude, thank you again so much for coming on. This is like really, really fun. I'm glad that we stayed on this last like half hour because love this beautiful artwork that we made here. If you guys hopped in late and you wanted to see more of what we were talking about at the beginning, I'm recording this right now. This is going to be a VOD on my YouTube channel. If you type !YouTube into the chat, you'll get to my channel, which is just... Oh, Yowlets! Thank you so much! Oh my god, 5 tier 1 subs to the community.
5 big ones.
Holy crap, to Gregor Clegane, Blookstan, Barry Punny Comics, A Violent Mango, and Louie Boy Tuvalu. Welcome to the family, guys. Thank you so much, Yowlets. So this one will be on the YouTube channel. You'll be able to watch the whole thing, and also all my other streams on there. If you're watching right now and you're enjoying the stream and the discussion that we had here, and you'd like to catch the next one live, please follow me right here, and we're planning some really fun stuff. It sounds like in the future, some more group projects. I really do like recording. Like this has been really fun to record with you, and I just think it's fun to record with other people. So I'd love to do this again.
Hell yeah, let's do it again. Thanks again for having me.
Oh, dude, of course, yeah. Thank you for coming on. I'm really excited to run it back. Vosh, I don't know if you're still watching, but thank you so much as well for the raid. I really appreciate that. And then Mr. Universe Squid in the chat also just dropped the Discord link, which I mentioned before. If you'd like to hop in there and see all the art, talk shop over there. We've got a nice little community over there. I'd love for you guys to be a part of it. I'm Beetle Moses. I guess also for anybody who's watching who doesn't know who I am, you can check me out also on Twitter, Instagram, so on. I'm Beetle Moses all over the globe. Anything you'd like to close on, Gumshoe?
Just how sexy our horses are.
They're so good looking. I gotta take a screenshot of it. Wait, actually, can I save this? File.
Yeah, you should be able to.
Oh, okay, excellent. Here, export as JPEG. Okay, I just got it. Okay, excellent.
Hell yeah.
All right, I'm gonna send this one in the chat, and I'll send it to you.
I like how you have to pay to get the PSD file.
I know. You have to pay to do so much random crap on here also. I mean, you even just taught me the cheat code of just moving everything off frame because I kept making a new, like, page and then sending the thing over there. But, oh, Jorge says people are already sharing their horses in the chat, so I'm really excited to check that out.
Oh, man. Go check it out.
Gumshoe, thank you again so much. Jam, I really appreciate it. And see you later. We'll talk soon.
Yeah, have a good night, y'all.
All right, good night, guys. Bye-bye.